Take it from me. This place here changes a man.
Oh yeah, in what way?
I used to be white.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the Bombay bad boy himself, Big Red Dick Utero.
Yep. Glad to be here on a wonderful Thursday night with all of you wonderful people. We have a lot to cover tonight, so strap in, goddammit.
Yes, folks, strap in, but don't wear a strap on, unless that's your kink. But we don't kink shame here, unless that's your kink. Then fuck you, dirty bird. Anyway, folks, say hello to American Ramrod himself, Coach Kendo Slice.
I have nothing witty to say to bring this in. I'm just ready to get into the meat and the potatoes of this week's episode because I can't wait. I'm excited. This is a topic that I know at least one of us has chubbed up to talk about for a while.
Yes, folks, get your meat and or potatoes ready. It is time to talk about a lot of things here on WCBS episode 461, titled Kirk, Kimmel, and Karma. Now tonight, folks, we're going to read the word of the day in all your super chats. Yes, alliteration, right, Kendo?
Yeah.
So, folks, we're going to do the word of the day and all that stuff in just a moment, but let's get acclimated with tonight's show. So, first off, a couple pieces of housekeeping news before we dive into our topics. The Tuesday show will return for sure this Tuesday because I'm officially done withdrawing the pages of the book. So, I'm done with Stealing Solo 2, and now it's on to...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, about time in record time. This book, I knocked out... it is a 50-page book, and... it went quick, so I'm really proud of it, folks. I'll give you guys all the updates, all the information. We haven't even started to do anything to promote it, but it'll be available to secure your copy this year. Let's see, it's about 3/4 of the way colored, and that means it's pretty much done. But I will let you guys know more about
3/4 of the way African American. Come on.
Well, the dynamic of the book is only 1/4 African American. Well,
I was looking for that.
Well, they can't all be winners, Kendo. They can't all be winners.
That's true.
But other than that, folks, that is all the housekeeping we have for tonight. But in honor of the best movie trailer of the week, we have a word of the day from our friend Shrebbles08. Right? Where are the notes? And we will read the other super chat in just a moment, but we want to start the show off with something fun. The word of the day is Anaconda. So if your Anaconda doesn't want none, that's none of our concerns. But Shrebbles08 says, the word of the day is Anaconda. My my big black ass presents Dion Green. Termit Black's Anaconda in White Women Land. You should just take out the word land. It's just in White Women. Anyway, how Stella got her Anaconda back. Stop her, my Anaconda will shoot. Ooh. And Hot Tub Anaconda Machine.
Yeah. Sisterhood of the Traveling Anaconda.
All of these are in that 3-lettered section in the back of the video store.
Yeah.
DTV direct-to-video. They all sound terrible.
Yep.
Let's see. Bridge on the River Anaconda.
Anaconda from the hood.
That's how Stella got her Anaconda back.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your Anaconda in the hood, right? That's...
Yeah. Boss Anaconda.
That took me a second. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I'm gonna Anaconda you, sucker.
Get you Anaconda.
Oh, God.
There you go.
One Anaconda over the cuckoo's nest. I don't know.
No, one flew over the Anaconda's nest. It's even better.
I like that.
The Divine Anaconda, the Yaya Sisterhood.
That is more accurate than the original title.
Yeah.
The
Is that
good,
the one
bad,
where all
and
the old ladies get naked for the calendar?
I don't know.
It's a real movie with Helen Mirren. I didn't see it, but I saw the trailer for it like 1,000,000 times.
Okay.
Folks, if you've seen the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, because none of us have apparently, feel free to let us know if that's really the movie that Jeff's talking about.
Anaconda of the Traveling Pants. There we go.
Tinker Tailor Anaconda Spy.
That's my next comic book, Anaconda Spy. It's just a snake with a gun that floats next to its head.
No Time to Anaconda.
Oh, that's Calendar Girls. Thank you, Shrebbles.
Calendar Girls. Okay.
I haven't seen it. By the way, folks, we have new buttons, so you know how to get those new buttons pressed on the channel. One might be related to Anaconda or not, but it's pretty damn good. It's a new WCBS classic. Let's see, 2 more each, guys, and then we'll get into our other messages because we have
a fistful of Anaconda.
There you go.
Eternal sunshine. I can't do it. Eternal sunshine of the spotless Anaconda. There we go. I did concentrate. I don't know why.
Do anacondas have spots?
I have no idea.
The naked anaconda or the anaconda gun. Your choice.
Anaconda Blues.
I think Jimmy Kimmel has an Anaconda Blues, but you know, it is what it is.
Probably from getting it from his boss every day.
Easy.
He misses that a lot right now.
I just don't know how the dude that got famous for dressing up in blackface is the only person to skirt that. And then I guess that's how he stayed relevant, because he like shit on everybody else. He's like, don't look in my closet. But you know, Jimmy, we saw you dress up as Oprah. Until Oprah forgives you on your show, you're not cool in my book.
And he also did the Man Show. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's where he dressed up as Carl Malone.
I actually really liked the Man Show.
The Man Show was funny. That was before Kimmel lost his ever-loving mind, and Adam Carolla is still pretty much the same, just a lot mellowed out.
Yeah, I do listen to his podcasts and shit every once in a while. Well, okay, clips of the shit that rolls through my feed. I do like him enough. Our friend Sejorjan, thank you very much. Now, folks, keep sending your Anaconda titles in all night long. We will read them on the air. Sejorjan, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, the James Bond First Light video game character images is to transpose it into the modern day of farcical. And no way James Bond is flirting with Moneypenny without an HR complaint. Iron Grogu, please. Yeah. Okay, so the weird thing is about that James Bond game in the trailer. First off, I think the game looks great. I will be buying that. I was this close to getting that golden gun. It's weird. They call it a golden gun figurine, which means it's a toy gun that doesn't have any moving parts or can't do anything. So you can just get like a flat facade of a golden gun, which I won't... Okay, here's the nerdy reason why, Sejorjan, that I won't get that. The golden gun won't be in the game because James Bond won't have met Scaramanga. So it's just not in the same universe, so I'm not buying that. But I'll get the game for sure. That being said... Yeah, but James Bond should flirt with Moneypenny because it's just part of the character, like throwing your hat, the witty repartee, all that fun stuff. But that being said, I do agree if James Bond acted like that in the real world, his ass would be gone. But maybe if you're willing to put your life on the line for the government, they give you a pass. It's like, you could die, so you can do all the shit you want to do and say what you want to do. You think that's how it works, guys, in government jobs? If you're a government killer? They let you get away with sexual harassment?
I don't know. We got to have somebody from the CIA on, and maybe they'll tell us.
Yeah.
You think Kash Patel will come on? I know he's FBI, but
I'll get on. I'll get on the WhatsApp group and
I feel like Nick could get him. Be like, look, I want to call 1-877 Cash now. Let's go. And then he'll end up getting JG Wentworth. He'll be like, no, not you. I need the little Indian guy.
I'd have JG Wentworth on the channel. I'd be like, how much did you spend for that opera commercial?
Is JG Wentworth even still alive?
I think he might be dead.
I don't know. Folks in the chat, tell us if JG Wentworth is alive. It's not like we have access.
I'm looking it up right now. JG Wentworth, real person.
877.
Yes, the name JG Wentworth refers to a financial company founded in 1991. Not a single person. Never mind.
Oh, well, that just broke the illusion. So, folks, the illusion's broken. The show's over. Good night, and God bless.
See ya.
No, but Sejorjan, I will be buying that game, and I'll probably stream some of it. Okay, I didn't want to say it like this, but I'll say it. My bar was low. I told myself, if James Bond's white, I'll probably play this game. And James Bond looks like James Bond. Close enough. So I was like, hey, he's white. I'll play it. It's like everyone else is black, but James Bond's white. And I'm like, I can live with that. So, see how they've disappointed me?
So the new game takes place in Africa. Got it.
Yeah.
South Africa.
Should be South
There's
Central LA.
white people in South Africa.
Mostly, right?
It's not mostly, but there's quite a few. One of our favorite African Americans is from South Africa, Charlize Theron.
I thought you were going to say Elon Musk.
He's
one of our other favorites. Yeah, I was going to say one of our other favorites. Hail Thud.
Well, Charlize Theron is a lot prettier, so that's why I like her.
That's
Elon.
true.
Sorry, Muskie. The check stopped coming, bro. We can't promote
The
you
check
anymore.
stopped coming.
If he just gave me free grok for life, we'd still say nice things about him. Come on, man. Give us a code.
Well, apparently even Grok doesn't say nice things about him sometimes too. So there's that.
Grok has shit the bed lately. I don't know who codes it or what runs that AI, but it used to be better.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm back to using. I don't really use it for much stuff, but I use it for. Well, I use editing, and I use it for title cards. Anyway, here's the button that Sir Georgian requested.
Rondo, welcome back, my friend. A little welcome gift. That's not the only gift I have for you. So what do you think?
Maybe when he's older. No. What do you mean, no?
I think he's saying he's old enough to operate it.
Yes, 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 yes.
No! You can't steal my catchphrase! No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No! No! No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
I forgot that button was on here.
I feel like that conversation happened at the ABC studios yesterday.
Yeah, no.
All right, folks. Let's see. We had another one come in from our friend. Where is it? Sorry. It's like I forgot how to use StreamYards, even though I haven't forgotten it. But so, Georgian, thank you. And who's your favorite Felix? Because I like Jeffrey Wright. I had this discussion with somebody the other day, Nick. I know we always talk about people not liking race swaps and stuff, but I think Jeffrey Wright, outside of the original, is the best one.
Jeffrey Wright has had 2 race swaps. He's had that one, and he's had Commissioner Gordon. And I think
He's great in both.
I think he did both. I think he did both very well. Yeah.
See, Nick, we're not completely repugnant. We like Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah. My favorite Felix is probably the cat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's one of those things where, like, Jeffrey Wright is just an amazing actor all around, and like it doesn't, he just does a good job. So, yeah, that's why really.
He should play Billy Zane in the biography of Billy Zane. I would watch that movie. Our friend, Sam Owen. Say it quick, Samoan. I don't like Kimmel at all, but I can't help it this feels the same as the Colbert situation where CBS fired him so Trump could approve the Paramount acquisition. It's about more than just Kirk. We actually found out what it's about right before we went on air because there's an article that tells you the real reason Jimmy Kimmel got fired. But we won't jump into that just yet. What we're going to do is take you on a little journey so we can give everyone the full context of this story, and then we can all have the conversation and the discussion because this is going to be a lot of fun tonight, folks. A few more seconds and we'll be talking about it. Well, first, we have a longtime member of the channel. Again, I keep forgetting what to click on here. Our friend Layden Swallow says, Hefe, they have a 6-hour compilation of MXC on YouTube. I blasted through it, half of it last night. Well, I might have a couple drinks this weekend and watch MXC for 6 hours. That is never a bad time.
No, it's not. No, that sounds awesome.
Once I get back to old Camp Kendo, I can get all 5 of my MXC DVD collection things there and rip off copies for you.
Yes.
Or
That's
mail
the
them to
best
Nick
shit.
and be like, hey, Nick, here's MXC. Go ahead and burn all this for everybody and then send them back to me, unlike the Back to the Future thing you've not sent back yet.
I as soon as I get back there in a few days, I'll send it back to you along with everything else I need to send you as well. It'll just be a giant box of crap.
Nice.
Yeah. So no, trust me. Like I made sure it was secured. It's there, and I will send it back. It's just that things,
No, I'm just giving you shit. I know.
What happened. Yeah.
I'm giving you shit, but it is like my 3rd most prized possession.
I completely understand. So trust me.
Right behind my Todd Zeal and Jack Clark signed baseballs.
And your son.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Not
don't
a
really possess them, though. You can't own people, Nick. I'm sorry. Is this podcast taking place in 1825? Jesus, Nick.
Yes, folks. Welcome to the first time traveling episode of WCBS. It's only taken 461 episodes to figure out how time travel works. We got the equation down just right. No flux capacitors necessary. So you can buy people. Women can't vote.
Borderline
and
racism.
Only Kendo is allowed to talk on this show. So, Nick, we're going to mute ourselves and let Kendo take the lead.
There you go.
Welcome to the Kendo Show with my 2 assistants.
That's a nice way to put it. Let's assist the master, Nick.
Yes, boy 1 and boy 2.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm closer to Boy Wonder. That's cool. That's Batman. So I'll take it.
Still reminds me of that skit those two guys did for the reenactment. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. Most hilarious thing I've seen. Oh my god!
If you don't know what Nick's talking about, last segue before we get into the thing, there is these two black guys. I don't know if they're comedians or what, but they went to a Civil War reenactment dressed in period piece clothing from the time of the Civil War, and the reenactors did not find them funny, they said that they did not look appropriate, which is funny because wasn't there like a black guy Confederate general riding a horse in that video?
There was.
I'm like, I don't recall that.
There
probably.
was.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like the Confederacy wouldn't put stars on a black dude and put him on a horse. It was
one of those. Yeah, it's like a 5-minute video, and it's like I cried laughing every time like I watched it. It was just so hilarious.
It is incredible. I love it.
It's incredible.
So, folks, Jimmy Kimmel is the man on screen. Now, we have a couple celebrity rivals here on the channel. Nick has Rob Zombie, Dion has Zack Snyder, and I have Jimmy Kimmel. So last night, I was hanging out. I had finished up the book, and so I was going to take a victory lap. How did I celebrate? I watched Halloween 2 and played on my Xbox. Whoop-de-doo. But I got a message from a listener who said, Jimmy Kimmel got fired. And I went, what? And I perked up. And I was like, wait, what? And so I watched the video and I got the news. But if you missed the news, here's the story right now. So Jimmy Kimmel has been... Oh, wait. We got America's stepdad. There he is. Chocolate Thunder himself. Dion Green.
We won't smoke. We won't smoke. Did you miss me, baby? I'm back, motherfucker.
In the perfect time, Dion. Wait for a minute, but the word of the day is Anaconda, so if you come up with some great titles, I know you will. But our friend Dean H. says, Hail WCBS, 31 months already. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Dean, how do you think we feel? It's been a decade almost. In a month and 3 days, it'll be a decade of WCBS. I can't believe it's gone that quick.
Damn.
Like, there has only been one Grand Theft Auto game released during the tenure of this channel, but that'll change soon, but we'll still be here. All right, so Dion, we were just about to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. He is my Zack Snyder, so you understand where I come from because,
yes,
folks, not a fan. But here's the official story. So on September 15th, Jimmy Kimmel made comments during his monologue about Charlie Kirk, and this is the quote directly. He said, "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang, desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to secure political points from it." Now, these remarks drew sharp criticism from everybody. A lot of people missed it on the initial push, but a few days later, he's been suspended indefinitely. Now, the FCC chairman's upset. People that run the Nexstar Group are upset. People that run Sinclair Broadcasting are upset. Bob Iger himself has suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely. What were your guys' initial thoughts when you saw this news? Because I laughed. I didn't know what the reason was. I just saw he was gone, and
Hendrick, stop.
I thought it was hilarious because I mean, he finally, he literally put his foot in his mouth, and he thought he was bulletproof. He thought he could do whatever he wanted. He thought he could do a lot of stuff, and he also thought nobody would look at his past and see that he did blackface. But it finally all caught up with him, and he went a little too close to the sun. And he got fired. I think we've talked about this in perpetuity about late night shows and how like they've been dead since VOD and the DVR were a thing. Like they've been it's long past their time for them to go. So
I stopped caring once Conan left because Conan was the perfect late night host to me. He was funny. He was smart. He hit on topical shit, but he wasn't one note. Like Conan O'Brien could make the same joke 10 different ways. I always thought Jimmy Kimmel was just kind of like an assistant to Ben Stein or an assistant to Adam Carolla. So
If you want to go out there. Stop making so much noise in here.
yeah, Dion. Oh wait, Dion left. He'll be back in a second. Kendo, what did you think initially of this? In fact, we want to know what you guys think too.
I laughed, and I stopped, and then I laughed some more. Might have even peed a little. And then I continued to keep laughing, and all I could hear was the Joker in the background screaming about, "You get what you fucking deserve." Because, as Nick had said, Jimmy Kimmel was able to somehow skirt past all the cancel culture that flew around based on his blackface and things along those lines. He was able to skirt around, saying that people that don't take the vaccine should be denied hospital beds and things like that, and all that other good stuff. And he was able to skirt around all the other things where he came out saying inflammatory shit and things along those lines. And he was able to keep skating by and skating by and skating by. And then he also was always going after people about misinformation. And then he decides to throw out a heaping helping of misinformation, an attempt to, I don't know what, that according to the FCC lady is like, oh, he tried to make a joke. It's like, that wasn't a joke. That was him bloviating and trying to make a point that even by the time that this had, like, what was that, Monday? Even by Monday, the information that was out there about what had happened was even far different than what he was trying to paint it. So I think he thought he could say whatever he wanted and everything would be okay, and he found out that it's not. And the fact that people are now trying to boycott Disney over it, I think it's hilarious. He seemed totally okay when Roseanne got fired from ABC, but now he gets fired from ABC, and that's a problem.
And what you're talking about is a perfect example of, listen, and I get it, like everything going on right now, Jimmy has cultivated himself a part of the fan base that is defending him right now, right? But make no mistake, he's one of these famous motherfuckers. They don't care about topical stuff. And it's going to be very interesting to see who all agrees. But, this is the thing I've been saying when we've covered people getting fired. Again, I get the argument, right? I always get the ethical discussion, right? But freedom of speech means they don't take your ass to jail. It doesn't mean that you keep your job. And this is what everybody wanted. They wanted companies. Everyone thinks that it's fucking the mom and pop that is in your town. But, they mean corporations too. They can make decisions to protect their brand. They are seen as individuals. And listen, no matter how you feel on the recent subject, of a internet personality getting assassinated, when you say stuff and you work for a corporation, just because we all love to watch The Patriot on a Sunday afternoon in the summertime doesn't mean your job is still going to be there. And he has been trying to play both sides for years. You mentioned Roseanne. He didn't want to give any grace to people who have done blackface that got got fired. He made a lot of bits about, even though the lady was a chump, the lady on the plane that was saying wild shit when she was going to Africa. He had a whole bunch of bits about, this is what happens when you play both sides. Yep. And Jimmy Kimmel is a perfect example of, these people play the zeitgeist to their advantage. And whether you think he feels a certain way or not, his part of his whole bit was talking shit to Trump. And everybody wants to be a martyr until they're a martyr.
Yeah, I have waited for something to kind of stick to this guy because he's been so obnoxious for years. Honestly, I don't know how the hell he got a late night show. I get that he was famous and quote unquote a comedian, but he was always just the least qualified. I thought Craig Ferguson should have had this guy's spot. He was much better.
Dude, he was, oh my God.
100%.
I still see clips of him and I miss him so much. He was great.
See, Jimmy Kimmel's show to me just felt like a Disney commercial. It was the show where all the Marvel actors showed up. It was the show where all the Star Wars shit went down when those god-awful movies came out 10 years ago. Like, he wasn't as much like a talk show host that had substance. It was literally, this is Disney's late night show, and I will say what's cool with them, and now he said something that's not cool with them.
Well, so and it's like you think the entity that is Disney is going to sit around and let you keep playing the political shell game. It's different when a person in the public eye, political eye, is in power or not. When they are, it's a different conversation. Him thinking that of all people, Disney was just going to let him have avant-garde to say whatever he wanted is typical Jimmy Kimmel. That dude wasn't saying this shit when he was on WWE doing bits with the Big Show and Vince McMahon.
Oh, dude.
This is what happens when you play both sides.
Yeah, it's more than It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's joke. Like, Jimmy Kimmel's been doing that for quite a while. And the interesting thing, too, is information's coming out more about the situation. And according to the New York Post, Jimmy Kimmel's ratings have been plummeting. I read the numbers. They dropped like 43% in this window of time where they're supposed to be much higher. And that on top of other figures, it probably looks like they were looking for reasons to get rid of him for a while. And now they have justification. I mean, he's still going to get paid. So at the end of the day, it's not going to be,
Yeah, he ain't hurting.
No, I give it 6 weeks and he starts his own podcast.
Oh, he's going to show up on some other shows probably. Somebody in the chat was talking about, will he show up on Howard Stern? Unless there's a gag order or whatever the contract says, he probably will start running his mouth tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, the thing is that will he run his mouth against Disney, or will he run his mouth being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and he's going to be on his apology tour?
He'll just double down on the situation.
Yeah, he'll blame, because that's the one thing going around right now, that because of who's the president right now, that he's got friends in the hierarchy of ABC, which is news to me, and they were the ones that brought the hammer down on Jimmy over the whole situation. I'm like, okay, well, to parrot what Dion said a few minutes ago, your First Amendment right means that you can say whatever you want and not go to jail. You can't say whatever you want and keep your job, because if you're it says if the people in charge of you find out you're saying these things, they can fire you. So that's where I've seen a lot of constitutional scholars over the last couple of days, especially, that you can't say, freedom of speech says you can say whatever you want with no consequence. And it's like, no, if I go to work tomorrow and I start screaming profanities and not even directed slurs at people, I could be fired on the spot. Am I going to go to jail? No, because I have freedom of speech. They can't put me in jail for it, but they sure as hell can take away my paycheck. And that is what is happening right now with all these people, is the pendulum that we talk about swung one direction. A lot of people got canceled over tweets that they made when they were 14 years old, and they're now 30, and now it's swinging back the other direction. And you reap what you freaking sow, okay? You put that out there. You made that a thing. It's coming home to roost. But, yeah, Jimmy's going to be fine. He's probably going to start flapping his mouth as soon as he can. Has he been fired, or is he just on hiatus indefinitely?
Suspended indefinitely.
Okay, so.
Did you hear who's taking his place tonight?
Who?
No.
Jon Stewart.
Well, all right.
I just want to know what that guy's going to say, because I don't think he has no fucks to give compared to Jimmy Kimmel. He'll run his mouth. He'll say whatever he wants to say.
To your earlier question, right? Like, again, knee-jerk reaction says, oh, blah, 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 blah. Get your head out of the recency bias bucket. Jimmy Kimmel is a businessman. Everything that he's been doing for the last 10 years has been as a business, as a character. Jimmy Kimmel, the person, doesn't give a shit anyway. Whether you like him or not, he's been cashing. I think when he extended his contract, it was like for $50 million, some crazy shit. So he is a businessman. He ain't gonna go taking shots at Disney because he likes that corporate 6-figure, 7-figure job.
He's an 8-figure dude.
These people are all the same. It doesn't matter what character they're playing this year. That motherfucker gonna be nice and calm. I know you've had a few like Facebook and shit, putting out fake statements and stuff. But he might not apologize, but he'll do what they all do with some half-ass apology. And, ABC will find a place for him if they decide to keep him on ABC, or he'll be doing something else. This is all, which is very hilarious that he's the one talking about political points. This is all a Fugazi. This shit ain't real.
It's so weird how I'm seeing people want to boycott Disney over this stuff, and we're going to read a couple messages in a minute, but it's like Disney is the company that makes the shit for the people that are now boycotting them. It's so hilarious to me.
Like I said before the show, the same thing was true of the Tesla company in the car. Like, it was a battery powered car. It was one of the first major EVs we had gotten in 100 years basically, and because of Elon Musk and the things he said, they all started painting on them, regardless of who owned them. They were marking them up and everything like that, and putting swastikas on them and stuff. And it was just like, why? Because people got the car so they could be environmentally friendly and eco-friendly and do that whole thing. But they didn't realize that 3 or 4 years down the road, the guy's going to go, to them, the guy that would go nuts. So it's just really funny how that happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say that when they were redubbed from Teslas to swastikars, I did find that amusing, and I was like, okay, that is creative. Maybe the left can beam.
Who doesn't love a good portmanteau, though?
Exactly. That's why I
It's
thought it
my
was
favorite
hilarious.
game.
I'm like, that's
Natalie
great.
Portmanteau. Look, every once in a, like Dion says, a broken clock is right twice a day. So there we go. They got the swastika. I still think the car looks like an unrendered video game graphic, and I'm never going to buy one.
It does.
It would be a situation like, Jeff, do you want a Tesla or like $20,000? I might take the car to sell it, but I don't want one. Like, I couldn't even make it to Dion's on one charge. That's my rule of thumb, man. But that's a topic.
Yeah, be a good one.
That's your EV. That's your EV, like, quota. Like, if I can't make it to Dion in one charge, it's not worth my time.
I
They
can
can't
make
go
it to
just
Dion.
over 300 miles.
I can get there on 3/4 of a tank of gas. That makes a trip to Michigan super convenient. If I can't do that in my $120,000 Tesla, and I gotta stop on the side of the road and wait for an hour or go to some random place. That's a waste of time. You can't do a road trip in a fucking EV.
Nope.
No, but I just had a great idea. And we're going to copyright this so none of you guys can steal this. We make it a horror thing where the only EV charging things out in this middle of this abandoned cornfield type thing, and bad shit happens to the people that stop to charge their cars.
Yeah, I like that.
That could work. That could work.
So, in terms of the celebrity outpouring for Jimmy Kimmel, you got people supporting him, dunking down on him. Now here's the one that kind of bothered me. I like Ben Stiller. I always thought Ben Stiller was a cool dude, but he wants to drop a bomb about this situation, and then he goes, "Oh, where was it? Right here." And then he blocks people. Basically, you can't have a conversation. He wants to talk about free speech and opening a conversation up, but then he blocks people. Only people that he follows back or something can comment on this statement, which I thought was.
We need to talk about free speech to only the people I want to talk to.
Yeah.
God, it's hilarious how everybody wants free speech, but they also want to police the speech as well. Like, it's really odd, but you have to have everybody, and I do mean everybody, talk, with the same freedom, because then you're going to realize who are the idiots and who are the people who actually make sense. You just have to let those idiots talk for long enough, and they will sound like morons. I mean, look at Kanye West, for instance.
Who's crazier sounding, Kanye West or Jaden Smith?
Kanye.
Listen, I've never seen them both in the room
I
together.
had a doctor. I won't say what he was.
I will say Kanye, because Kanye he broke onto the scene when he was an adult and didn't grow up coddled in the industry like Jaden Smith did. So Kanye should know better. Whereas Jaden Smith, you can say he probably isn't going to know better because he grew up in the ritzy industry. Dad was, I guess if you want to call him a rapper, and a movie actor person. That's true. And but he doesn't cuss in his raps to sell records. And
well, I do.
Jada is an actress, so he grew up in that. But now that I think about it, we look at his home life. Maybe he's a bit much. Yeah, never mind. That's a lot of. I'm just gonna go with Kanye. I'm just gonna stick with Kanye.
Excellent comment in the chat. Justin says, "Aren't we free to select who we listen to?" Yes, and you have chosen us, so thank you for your world-class taste. We appreciate
that's
it.
why we have remotes and multiple VOD platforms and all kinds of things. Like, you can. That's why that's why you have channels on YouTube. Like, you're able to turn them on and off as at will. So
yeah, if you don't like what you're hearing, you can either stick around to either think of counterpoints to discuss back, or you can change the station.
Yeah, I mean, people give the counterpoints because I like a good conversation. I don't want an echo chamber.
No.
Disney Star Wars anymore.
No.
Well, that's exactly what is going on right now, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, the internet is still changing, right? The it's only been like 30 years, but everyone is used to being in their echo chamber. And if I say something, you agree with it, and you agree with it, and you agree with it, and then collectively we can go against this motherfucker who says a different thing, and we're all in numbers, and we feel like, because we're in numbers. We King Kong, we in this bitch, we right, and that's not how it works. And especially the last 4 or 5 years, you're seeing what happens when people spend all their time in the echo chamber. You get shit like this, and hey, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
We're gonna get into a topic talking about internet culture there's a congressional request for CEOs of Reddit and Steam and a couple other places, Discord, which we'll talk about later in the show, because I keep saying it sucks to live through history. And this year, 2025, it's funny. We all bitched in 2020. Worst year ever, worst year ever, worst year ever. And yeah, 2020 was worse than 2025 because we were all stuck and the world changed in that way. But like a ton of crap in the world has been... I agree, the giggle is infectious. I'm trying not to laugh as I talk about terrible topics. But yeah.
It brings a lightheartedness to it and shows that I'm slow to mute my microphone.
That's okay. The town is back.
That's one of a few things you're slow on.
But this situation, it's interesting, though, because I've been following, like, not even following it. We all have Facebook reels that you'll get lost in. And I keep looking at the ones of people, not even by choice, they're in my feed now, of people getting fired, people reacting to people getting fired. Like, last week's situation, we'll call it, I guess. That's just the kindest way to talk about it, I guess. It just, things keep spawning, and I just wonder when the snowball's going to stop. What do you guys think? Do you think this is just going to keep going, or do you think we're kind of,
It's definitely going to keep going. I mean, we live in a post 9/11 world, right? And everybody, people don't think about the long-term repercussions of things when you're in the middle of it. And hey, we let a lot of shit slide in after 9/11, right? And this is, we're still living with the consequences of that, and it's definitely going to keep going, right? Because everybody feels that they're right, and it's very hard to get someone to listen when they're certain that they're right, especially when I'm right because of insert Fugazi bullshit here, and everybody feels that they're right. And then you got people who are going to be taking advantage of that on both sides. And, unless there's an event that gets us all together, it's going to keep snowballing, man. And obviously, hopefully things cool off around the holidays because everybody kind of is like, oh, yeah, we do like Christmas, but yeah, man, it's just going to keep snowballing. This is what we do as a culture. We were all cool with it 10, 15, 20 years ago. This is the result of that, man. Like, we need something to snap us everybody out of and be like, oh, yeah, I talk to my actual neighbors in real life. I don't talk to all these jabronis online all the time,
Is it asteroid or aliens, Dion, is going to be the unifying factor?
Asteroid.
Nick?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be aliens. But there's a whole tinfoil hat thing about that as well.
Why don't we just fake an alien landing? The
God damn it.
We should.
That'd be great. Let's just fake it.
Jeff.
Because I don't think that's a crime, is it, to impersonate an alien?
No.
Only if public services get involved.
But there was debunked, I don't know if it still is, a CIA project that was going to do that.
I'm not surprised. It's like the ending of
I
Watchmen.
wish I just said with a friend of mine earlier. Like, I wish I was kidding, but it's called Project Bluebeam. Like, look it up. It's that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
We should do a thing, Nick, a late night stream where it's late night conspiracies with Nick, and you tell us all of these, and we'll just respond.
I will gladly buy a tinfoil hat for that.
Just
segment.
call it tinfoil hat hour with Nick.
Yeah, I will.
We
I will
all got to
gladly
get
buy
tinfoil
one.
hats.
We'll gladly buy one and wear it. It's fine.
Dude, you don't even have to buy one. You can just get a thing of Reynolds wrap and just,
Do you know how expensive Reynolds wrap is right now?
Yes, I just bought some.
Yeah, I ain't fucking wasting it. I'll get a fake-looking tinfoil hat. I want a fez. You're gonna get a fedora. Dion gets a sombrero, and Nick, you get a.
Oh yeah.
Nick gets a yarmulke.
Perfect.
I don't know how that works, but okay.
You just put it on your head like a hat. That's how it works. It just sits.
Alvin Nagila,
Yeah,
Nick.
man.
All of a sudden,
for the
my
old
credit
country.
score went up, and I have more money in my account than I thought I did.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
yours too. See, we gotta laugh at some of this shit because it is a weird time to be alive.
It is, man. Like, I thought 2025 would be things would calm down and stuff. Nope,
No.
not at all.
Remind me to. We'll talk about something off air I wanted to bring up in terms of prognostication.
Gosh.
But anything else you guys in the chat want to say about Kimmel specifically? There's a few other things I wanted to address, like we have a reason why all this stuff went down. And have you guys seen what James Woods said about Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes.
Let me pull
Yeah.
up this tweet because this was the highlight of my day, and today was a pretty good day. Like, I like James Woods as an actor, not John Carpenter's vampires, James Woods, but like Hercules
Whoa!
James Woods.
Well, hey, listen, before we get into that, you better take that shit. That's my favorite James Woods movie.
I guess I heard
not-
your kid too, Kendo.
not Videodrome. Nobody likes Videodrome. Come on.
That's my favorite one. Debbie Harry is beautiful in that movie.
Dude, that movie is nuts. It is fucking nuts.
So, here we go. I'll show it on screen because everybody can read along with us so they don't think we're making this up. This was hilarious. I was drinking something and almost spit it out. James Woods said, "We've all made jokes at Jimmy Kimmel's expense, but Mr. Kimmel is a fellow artist, and I am in fact heartbroken to see the way he has been treated. I believe he is in his heart of hearts a good and decent fellow devoid of malice and hate." Just kidding, Jimbo. Eat shit.
Dude, the comments are the best part on that one too, because it's just like a lot of those. They had us in the first half. Not gonna lie, yep, that one. It's he knows what audience he's playing to, and they came back and it was everything great.
Yeah, I would move back to California just to vote for James Woods. No, I wouldn't, but whatever. He was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, be real careful because he be saying some wild shit.
Oh, I lived in California. I saw some wild shit. Unless you took me at gunpoint to go back, I don't even think I want to visit for at least 10 more years. Like, I gotta wait to make sure, like, everything. Like, when I left, there was a fire. There's been earthquakes. It's falling apart. The mayor's an idiot. Like, I got out at the right time.
Acting like none of that shit happening. He's all on
He's
Twitter
goddamn
talking
robot.
shit. Yep, he's paying attention to talking shit. All of a sudden, he's Mr. America's governor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's barely a governor, but
Yeah, he's at garden parties and shit, so it is what it is. But I had to share that James, I almost said James Gunn tweet, that James Woods tweet. I don't even care what James Gunn has to say about this situation.
Well, as long as you don't share anything that James Gunn wrote, 8 years ago, we should be okay.
Apparently James Gunn, like, because of the whole Skydance merger with, I think, Warner Brothers, with that happening, there might be like DC the future of the DCEU might be like up in the air. So
wouldn't that be some shit
No,
though?
they're
It's like
getting
they
rid
got
of,
a good Superman and things are going good, and now they're gonna have a corporate oversight and ruin it.
Well, they're probably doing that to get rid of Discovery Plus. That's been the thing that's been the Discovery merger is what's been fucking Warner Brothers over. So I mean, I'd be amazed at this point if Warner Brothers were to choose, Discovery Plus over DC in this reorganization. That would be the most Warner Brothers thing ever. But yeah, I think Superman doing well. They've all but confirmed that they're splitting off from this. They're telling them to go do their own thing now because that merger has not been nearly as successful as they thought it was going to be. Because they lost like $60 billion, I guess, from the merger to 2025 or some crazy shit like that.
Correct. They're down to 38 billion as their debt now from 60. So they've done a good job, but not good enough.
Yeah, I wish I only had 38 billion.
Yeah, they go. Discovery is the first fat getting trimmed off.
Yeah.
Oh, Clone Geek made two excellent points. He said, "I don't think we felt the full run of the Kirk fallout. It just seems like more keeps coming." But this is the comment I made. I wanted to highlight. What if Paramount merging with Warner Brothers leads the Ninja Turtles to join the DCU? Hey, Ninja Turtles Batman, they're already amazing.
They're already it's movies that they're not. TMNT was part of the Injustice universe, so I think it's like comics and animated movies. They're in it. The last piece of that puzzle is movies, baby. So if that were to happen, because Paramount trying to make money because they spent all that money on the UFC, I would not sniff at that happening at all, sir.
Wasn't that $1 billion deal? Or was it $9 billion? No,
it was like seven.
Okay.
7 billion. It's like $1 billion a year for like 7 years.
Yeah, it was like 7 billion.
I didn't realize UFC was that valuable of a brand. Dion, you're a diehard UFC.
Listen,
fan,
I've been
and
telling
I get the appeal.
I've been telling you, UFC is the NFL of MMA, and Dana White has been, he's been, shilling his ass off the last 15 years for the UFC. There's a reason why he was, they were pushing that ESPN thing, in the ESPN pay-per-view model so much was because they were banking on the UFC bringing in cash. When Endeavor bought it, Endeavor spent $4.5 billion on the UFC.
Jeez, man.
You know, that's how
Yeah,
I
they're
knew
all-
Bud Light shit was all fake, 'cause they immediately joined back with the UFC when they had a chance.
Yeah, they're clamoring for all the live sports they can because they think that's the future. And they know that it's weird because like ESPN's been hemorrhaging money for over a decade, but they still want to all get into live sports. So it's just very, very strange.
The only reason I made the comment I made too is like, Dion, you are a diehard UFC fan. Nobody else that I know watches MMA at all. I just didn't like. I knew it was bigger than WWE and it's got a better audience in terms of income and all that shit, but I didn't think it was worth as much as like NFL dollars. So hey, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. Well,
Shout out to the
NFL's
chat
like
right now. You guys are
they're
awesome.
still more. Yeah, they're still more. NFL's in the tens of billions, but yeah, man, UFC is making it up there, boy. That's why all the talk about fighter pay has been consistent for the last 15 years because, listen, I love the fighters. They ain't smart tools in the shed because the UFC be ranking in billions for years.
Buddy, if your job is to get punched in the head, I don't think you're going to be the sharpest tool in any shed. So
That's a good point.
Very good.
now, would you guys like to hear the reason that all this Jimmy Kimmel stuff went down according to the New York Post?
Yes, we would.
Here's the real reason ABC has suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live. Jimmy Kimmel's comments on the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk weren't just noxiously offensive and seemingly misleading, their timing was also incredibly bad. Okay, let's get Dion back in the chat. Let's see. Their timing was also incredibly bad. It threatens to derail the Nexstar $6.2 billion takeover of rival broadcaster Tenga Telecom, insiders tell On the Money. It's already a controversial deal which would combine two of the nation's largest owners of local TV station and poses significant antitrust questions and a need for a closer review by the FCC and its conservative firebrand chairman Brendan Carr. Kimmel's comments made the approval even dicier. That's why Nexstar publicly announced Thursday that its stations would no longer carry the show. Telecom insiders tell On the Money. Ditto for ABC's parent company Disney, who produces and distributes Jimmy Kimmel Live to broadcasters like Nexstar and is likewise seeking FCC approval for a massive NFL deal for ESPN. So, what do you guys think of the whole situation now that you hear that?
Coincidence? I think not. But you know what is a very good way to cover up all of that? You say, man, this goofy kid, got assassinated. We'll say it's because of that. Not because both parent companies that are involved in this show have murders going on. That would never be the reason.
Yeah, like we said last week, I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was until South Park made fun of him. And then I saw the video, not by choice, and then I realized what happened, and I was like, it's been something I haven't been able to unsee, if you know what I mean. Like, it either pops up or I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, ugh, like, never mind. I talked about this last week. I don't want to be repetitive.
Yeah.
But it's at the end of the day, this Jimmy Kimmel situation's all about what Vince McMahon says, the money and mergers and deals, and everything gets more corporate and corporate.
Yeah.
Doesn't really.
But I mean,
it's
still. I mean, it's still funny how like all these VOD services and all these media companies are trying to merge and buy other people and buy things up, and like they're still not making any money though. Nothing's getting. There's filming is not resumed in Atlanta as far as I know. There's a few new productions in California, but not enough to make a difference. They've all moved to the UK because they don't have to pay their unions as much. The funny money is not worth as much, so they can work them harder and not have to pay them as it normally would. So
we are in the trench war part of the streaming wars. That's what all this is.
What's the mustard gas of the streaming wars, Dion?
It's going to be some wild ass porn on whoever does it first. And I ain't even joking.
Yeah, because there's gonna be something extreme for sure that one will do that will be successful that they'll all do.
You know what I think is going to be the mustard gas of the streaming wars?
What?
Stranger Things Season 5 shit in the bed. It's going to be so expensive versus what is watched,
Ooh.
and it's so late. I think that Stranger Things is the point of no return, where we're just like, Netflix is like, fuck, this is too expensive. We messed this up, and like, I wouldn't
Dude,
even
they
be
got-
mad
oh
if
my
all
God.
streaming services just collapsed.
Everything was against them for
Sure.
season 5.
Sure, I
Everything
like
was.
that.
Well, no. They'll never collapse. They'll just get bought by other ones, either Disney or Amazon.
Amazon will
yeah.
probably, you know what? If I was Jeff Bezos, I would just buy up everything and say, fuck it, I'll make that money back in a week, and just,
Yeah. Well, even it's funny because even Prime now is starting to like lock their stuff down, being like, you can't use your Prime account for like a bunch of addresses. You can only use it for the addresses where the credit card comes from now. So
Wait, really?
they're starting.
So if
they're
I'm
gonna
on a
start doing that.
trip and I can't have something delivered to my location, that's fucking stupid.
I think that's what's going on because I keep hearing inklings of it, of just like that's their way of like password protecting stuff, and it's like they're doing too much and it's getting too restrictive, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there are ways of building your own stuff.
Once-
So go look it up.
Once all of these things, these digital enterprises become an inconvenience for me is when I cut the cord, metaphorically speaking. It's like if you have to jump through hoops to watch Peacock, all right, well, I can just watch wrestling somewhere else or some other way. Same thing with Amazon. I get it. 2-day shipping is convenient. I guess I'll just have to go down the street to Walmart or Target and buy stuff like I used to. Woe is me.
Oh darn.
Well, I think the sailing the 7 seas is going to skyrocket in 2026.
It has.
Yeah.
It has already. It has already.
Well, and now, streaming services now are trying to get. They're finally getting the aspect of, the pay-per-view thing is not working anymore, right? So they're trying to figure out how to make money based on your standard streaming subscription, and that's why we're getting so many more ads. But again, like Nick is saying, it's already going. I think it's going to, especially because WrestlePalooza's this weekend. If you don't have technically ESPN Premium or ESPN Plus, it's $30 for that, which is better than $80, what the UFC's been doing for the last 15 years or the last 7-8 years. But ESPN still wants to push that pay-per-view thing. Paramount came out and said that it's going to all the UFC events. If you have a Paramount Plus subscription, it's included. But I think they're a little late to the game. People are going to be. I think these, especially with the websites that have multiple sports and shows and all that, and they store some of them. Those are only going to get more robust because they can run those pop-up ads. That's how they make money, and they make a lot of that shit. So. Yep. I think it's going to get even more crazy on the 7 Seas because these companies, they haven't learned yet. They want to squeeze every single second of your attention out of it, whereas you get an ad blocker and you go on the 7 Seas with a nice ship and a nice honey steering it for you. You can get a lot of this stuff.
Listen, I'm even like I think I posted one of the things that were on our Facebook page. I've even built my own router to get all the ads out of my internet entirely. So the internet just passes through that and I get no ads for anything.
It was weird. We were watching Tubi and it would be like countdown to commercial and then the shit would just keep playing. Yep. Or we were watching one movie and I'm like, aren't there commercials on Tubi? And then Nick explained that to me. I'm like, oh, that's pretty fun. Would that work on Amazon Prime?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
because what it does, it's basically it'll just take it basically just cleans the internet and brings it into your house, so everything else will be fine. It's funny because when my buddy's over, he can't use Facebook. I have to turn it off so he can post to Facebook. That's how crazy it is.
What you just tell your buddy is get off my Wi-Fi. There you go.
No. The good thing about it is the ad blocker is I can turn it off for a certain amount of time. If I can literally be turn it off for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes it'll come back on, so it'll be fine in a bit. But usually if we're filming at my place and he wants to post pictures or whatever, I have to turn it off for a bit so he can do that.
Oh, that buddy. Yeah. He might not want to post all the pictures from your film shoots, Nick. There's blood involved.
Yeah.
There's blood and other things involved.
Yeah, it's still on the walls. The blood, I don't know what else.
Don't turn on a black light.
African American light. We're sensitive on this channel, Kendo.
Sorry.
That's okay. You have to put that into the swear jar.
Put it into the swear jar. But no, I
jar.
highly recommend people learn. I mean, there's a whole Discord called piracy that I've joined, and like everybody's there to help you. You know, make sure you get the content you want, or at least help you back up the content you already have. You know, so that's important.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Kimmel? Let me look through the show notes to make sure I've covered everything. I've seen a lot of Gina Carano parallels. People are using this now. I don't not see it. I just haven't really.
Those people. That's why I said that shit when that happened, right? You can't pick and choose. If you believe something, you believe it all the time. And listen, you know, we said what we said. I think we were pretty much staying pretty similar to what we're saying now. Like it shouldn't matter if you agree with them politically or not. Like it's the same company.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hypocritical. And the funny thing is, she won. At the end of the day, that lawsuit got settled before it went into. What's the word I'm looking for?
Discovery.
Discovery. There we go. I guess we didn't.
Yep.
We won't get to know what was going on behind the scenes. Darn.
Because what did she say Disney was doing there, Kendo, my brother?
The dirt.
Oh yeah, man.
We all want to do the dirt. We wish we were so cool. Maybe one day we'll do Disney dirt. Let's check in with our wonderful audience. I have. It can be fun for a while. Anyway, there's a limit on everything.
God damn it!
That was the exception, not the rule.
I know. I've experienced it other times. It's a lot more fun. Anyway, we need to channel our favorite psychic extraordinaire. We have a question about Jimmy Kimmel. So let me go out into the ether as we drop and we have to ask our pal, Mr. Cleo, a question. Mr. Cleo, will Jimmy Kimmel get a new job on TV, streaming, or McDonald's? Also, will there be new interest in the WNBA once the lady basketball drops a dongle out of their fanny on the court? Thank you, Shrubbles08.
Call me now, you call me for one reason, yes, cause the cats what? The cats don't lie. So let's get into it. We see our boy Jimmy Kimmel. The white jaw on the 2 steps. Right now, he on the step down. Listen, the cats don't lie. When I get the cats and I say, hey, cats, what's going to happen to the once chocolate vanilla boy Jimmy Kimmel? The cats give me a clear reason and a clear answer. They give him the man covered in suit with the diamond in his pocket. What's that mean? That means he gonna be all right. Because the cats don't lie. Jimmy Kimmel, he what we call back home a 2-stepper. I don't mean he can dance. That means he dance when daddy's watching. How about the mercy? WNBA. Oh, we in the WNBA playoffs right now, y'all. Bombacla, they changed the playoff format. It's now Tweed 5 and 7. That means the Tweed, we have the 1-1-1. When you see the 1-1-1, the cats don't lie, and the cats say, we're going to have another DDDBB fall on the court. How about the mercy?
These have been the wise words of Mr. Cleo.
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. I'm stating off. Speaking of dongles, somebody threw a green dildo on the field at the Bengals game this past week.
Yep, saw that. It was hilarious.
That was awesome. Cameraman said,
maybe that's what we need to save society, is just people going to sporting events and just launching dildos.
I think dildo tossing can save America. Like, it should be in our next Olympic. Like, that's it. We start a dildo tossing league. The whole point is, like, you got to toss it at a wall to get it to stick. It's like darts with dicks. I think it would change the world because people would laugh at the absurdity of it.
No,
I mean, if we had that breakdancing, we could have anything.
that's right.
Oh, you mean this breakdancing? Or this breakdancing?
Oh my god. We need the channel from Dodgeball. We need the Ocho. That's what we need. We need the Ocho.
We really
it comes
do
back
need
every
the Ocho.
summer. It was just on I think it was on up until Labor Day weekend, so it always comes back. But they need to make it a permanent thing, 100%.
Because we need.
Yeah, the only problem is it's ESPN and they'll charge you like $50 a month for it.
Shit, you're right. ESPN.
If Jason Bateman and Gary Cole were commentators, I'd actually subscribe for Disney or ESPN, whatever it's called. It's like I can actually get Pepper Brooks and whatever the other guy's name is. Shit.
Hey, when he's done with that State Farm money, he would do it 100%. Get that Disney money, hell yeah.
No, because I mean, you could get those the slap competitions, the extreme tag, all those things on there, and like I would watch all of it. It'd be fun as hell.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Thank you to Shrubbles08 for your super chat. We appreciate that. Xavier to God is up next. It says, "What was better / worst, the corporation or authority?" Oh, the corporation was actually pretty cool. The authority sucked.
The authority sucked, dude. It was that was go away heat.
Yeah, that was an extremely watered down, uncharismatic version of the corporation.
Yeah, and if you just look at the talent, you had Triple H, Seth Rollins, Stephanie, and Kane, corporate fucking Kane. Like corporate Kane from the corporation was better than corporate Kane from the authority. So, plus you had the
best
Rock
part
as
of
the
that
champion,
Rollins,
Stone Cold was the villain.
It bolstered him up, but oh my god, Triple H and Stephanie were annoying. Oh god, it was so annoying.
Every week, I come out and I cut the same goddamn promo. It's what's best for business.
Oh, the internet doesn't like what happened. Like, oh my god,
no, Triple
dude.
H, because you're a shit storyteller. I'll say it to your face.
You're not as good as you think you are. We like you, but you're pushing it. You're pushing it.
Yeah, and he is right on the edge of getting go away heat from me. Like, I gotta jump through a hoop this weekend to even try to watch WrestlePalooza. I'll turn on my VPN and watch it that way. I ain't paying for no extra service to watch John Cena wrestle. Yep. I'm the guy that hated him the most. It'd be hypocritical if all of a sudden I was like, hey, John Cena.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. we're getting fucking kissing babies and fat chicks John Cena again. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch that.
I will say this though, before we go to the wrestling segment tonight, we'll talk about WWE and Saudi Arabia at the end of the show, but I actually hope John Cena beats Brock Lesnar. I haven't cheered for him in a long time, and I'm like, come on, John Cena, because I hate Brock Lesnar. I get it, he's the real deal, and he can kill everybody just by looking at him. I get it, but like, he's boring as fuck to me. 9 suplexes.
I told Frank Mir a year ago he had a horseshoe up his ass. I took that sumbitch out, and I beat him over the head with it. Woo! Brock Lesnar, ladies and gentlemen.
Wasn't Alistair Overeem the one that beat Brock Lesnar's ass? He kicked him in the gut and he just went down like, oh, because I watched that fight. That was pretty cool.
And Cain Velasquez.
Didn't that guy go to jail though?
Yeah, he's in prison right now.
Well,
but it was possibly for a good reason.
You cannot drive through the streets just blasting. I get it. I agree. But I know people don't get it. Kane was wrong.
Yes. What he wanted to do, guy, and why he wanted to do it is great. But like Tia said, you can't just drive down the street blasting out your window at the guy's truck with here's more than just a minute.
Yeah. And we love that movie.
So Georgian, thank you very much for your generous super chat. So Georgian says, ABC has the opportunity to do the funniest thing and bring back Adam Carolla and the Man Show to replace Jimmy's girls bouncing on trampolines, or hire Craig Ferguson. He's naturally funny, i.e. the horror comedy Modern Vampires. He's great. Like, you know, 4 out of 4 bullshitters approve. Craig Ferguson's a cool, funny guy.
No, if they come out tomorrow and say, Kimmel's fired, we're replacing with Craig Ferguson, guess who is... I can't stay up that late, but is going to be DVRing the shit out of the Late Show. Yeah, that's me right here.
You know what'll happen though if I start watching late shows? I'll realize how little I know about modern like celebrities. Because somebody tagged me in a thing about Sabrina Carpenter. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I had to look her up. I don't know any of her music. I know her face. I know what she looks like. But I'm just like, oh, like if I watch award shows, I'm like, who are these fucking people? I can tell you every detail about some things, But then other things I'm just oblivious to, and it's not by.
But the cheat code, my brother, the cheat code, and Kendo got himself a different flavor, so his pop culture is a little different. But that's the benefit of me, bagging me a white woman. She keep me up to date on the Sabrina Carpenters and the Dancing with the Stars and the
Love Island.
Ones. Yeah.
Now, Dion, like you, I have dated white women pretty much only. The pop culture they introduced me to is sometimes interesting, sometimes bad. I don't ever, Vampire Diaries in college. That girl was obsessed with the Vampire Diaries and Supernatural. Now, Supernatural turned out to be all right. Vampire Diaries, not my cup of tea. So,
well, to be fair, Supernatural was a WB thing. The WB had the frog, so you had a lot of.
So was the Wayans brothers, though.
And it had the Wayans, so it started on WB. But
and Sister
was a great.
I used to watch that.
The reason I know about Rock of Love is because of my Caucasian persuasion. You know what I mean?
Who watched every episode of Rock of Love with your Caucasian persuasion? This guy. When we all lived together, it's like, I'm not in class. Hillary's like, hey, you want to watch Rock of Love? I learned more about Bret Michaels in that block of time than I don't even know two Poison songs. I just know Every Rose Has Its Thorn. But now I know way more about Bret Michaels' love life and his fucking bus because of Hillary. So thanks, Hillary. I'm not even mad. It was a good time. But to answer Sejorjan's question directly, I mean, if any channel were to just play Man Show reruns on repeat, I'd watch it. That show was great. That and Win Ben Stein's Money were both great shows. The 90s was a good time for TV, man. A lot of originality.
I did just rip off what was it, 1,000 Ways to Die that I will be sending you guys at some point.
Send me that random ass 60 gigabyte rip of Star Wars. I'm curious to see what the changes are.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, good news. The Man Show is on Tubi.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. If only they'd release
Hooray for Tubby.
Because there was one where the guys play against the Juggies in basketball, and they beat the Juggies, and the girls have to get naked and play basketball. So that's what the Man Show is really like, folks. It was on at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
It was a simpler time. We grew up in the weirdest time. It's like Man Show, South Park, Girls Gone Wild ads from 11 to 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
With that stupid steel drum the whole time. You're like, I'm going to go on spring break see this.
And I think, the commercials would come on every 15 minutes, and it would be the same 4 notes from that steel drum.
And it's
it's one of those things that if I ever hear those notes again, I will it'll be like a it's like a core memory unlocked, basically.
I am going to get a Bluetooth speaker, put it outside of your door, connect my phone, play that song over and over, and hide in the bushes next to your place, and see how long it takes you to freak out. Maybe you think you're being watched by the government or something.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you, though, Sejorjan. You know what? Sejorjan has been super generous tonight. I think he's unlocked our new button. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
Amen. My man.
Right, thank you, Sejorjan. Let's check this out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Go ahead and scream your head off! We're miles from where anyone can hear you!
That was awesome. That was so good.
I loved it. I was like, I have to put this on the show.
I know you are, but what am I?
I love Pee Wee Herman. Do I have a Pee Wee Herman action figure under this desk? Dion, do I?
I mean, that would be the only place you put a Pee Wee Herman action figure is under the desk.
Here we go. An original from the 80s.
Nice. Damn,
he comes with his famous scooter.
Oh, my God.
Okay, random toy talk for 10 seconds. I had about 35 Pee Wee Herman action figures because they were the biggest pieces of shit. They used to separate at the waist. And so my mom kept buying them because this toy store, and not 35, that was an exaggeration, but this toy store called Children's Palace was going out of business, and Pee Wee Herman shit was clearanced for $1.50 a figure. So she just had a backstock of them because they would always inevitably break. So
that's terrible.
I had 3 playhouses.
We take that shit.
I used to have the scooter. You could it was a full-size scooter. I always wanted the Pee Wee Herman bike, but anyway, that was a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Thank you, Sir Georgian. Enrique Vasquez, another member for 31 months. A lot can be accomplished in 31 months, folks. Hail, WCBS. Tuesday nights are missing you. Well, Enrique, like I said at the beginning of the show, I am done with Stealing Solo 2. I finished the last page, so now I'll be back on Tuesdays. I'm going to take this weekend. I'm going to enjoy it. I didn't buy it. I have a steak in the freezer with my name on it. I might suffer through WrestlePalooza. I'm going to go see Batman Forever in theaters for the afternoon. Like, it's going to be a great weekend. But then I'll be back. I talked to Script. I talked to Andrew. I've talked to people. Be prepared. And yes, you have seen Stealing Solo 2. Other people have not. Folks, get ready. It's the comic book event of the year. It doesn't even matter if you like comics. If you like to laugh, you will like this one. It takes the absurdity up to 11, and a lot of you liked the first book. I believe I have created something that's even funnier and better. Also, oh yeah, Dion, you have such a big part in this. You get some of the best lines. I had to make up for the first book where you just show up at the end.
I'm down. I can dig it. I loved Woke Busters. My shit in there was hilarious. Devin read it. He was just like, "Oh my god, you're just so funny." I had to be like, "Dude, I didn't write it. Uncle Jeff did. I didn't do that. Like, I'm just in it. You know, my likeness is in it. That shit goes viral. You know, your boy gonna be on the promo tour, but I ain't write that shit. Somebody else wrote it."
Folks, if you want to laugh, go to wokebusterscomic.com and get yourselves a copy right now. Supplies are limited, and we will let you guys know when Stealing Solo 2 goes live in a few weeks' time. Enrique also says, the thing that's so funny about the whole Kimmel situation is that the Blue Sky wants to boycott Disney, as if they buy anything. Look, I think the irony... I think the point. It is a great point, because we have proven that you go to the internet, like if you cater your shit to the social media crowd, nobody buys it because those people don't really buy it. They're just clicking on something because they like it. I clicked on the new Nightmare on Elm Street box set. I gave that a like. I'm not spending $269 on Freddy Krueger.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? But I find it funny that the people that Disney's trying to cater to, that want the Ironhearts and the Miss Marvels and the Rivas and all that acolyte shit that nobody bought, they're the people that are now angry. So, yay?
Well, I mean, they put out that whole article and that whole thing. It's like, oh, how do we get, you know, the male audience back? It's like, you don't. Sorry.
Yeah,
listen,
that's
very true. You know, people pretend that they're, you know, the golden rule, and Kendo backed me up on this. Winning solves everything. You know,
there is no substitute for victory, sir.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? If you start making good shit, then you know, Vox and Esquire and all them will talk about, oh, they got the male audience back. Like, that's, you know, that's the position that they put themselves in. Don't get me wrong. I love that article came out. It is hilarious, especially after you had one group saying the Acolyte is good and the other group be like, but I didn't watch it. That was hilarious. But yeah, man, you'll get these crowds when your stuff is good. That's, you know, nobody cares when you're winning.
Yeah, and I remember there was some cartoon or some show that was that they had all gotten behind, and it was canceling after the second season on Netflix. And they're all like, "Well, why is it?" You know, it's like, "Oh, well, you know, why is it going away? Why is it getting canceled?" It's like, because nobody watched it. You have to put effort and money into these things you like, or they go nowhere.
Yeah,
you know,
the company has to see a return.
Yeah, it's called ROI, return on investment. If you don't know what that is, I suggest you, I don't know, look it up or something. It's one of those things where they'll all look at tweets and Facebook shares and Instagram reels, and they're like, oh, you know, we have 1 million shares, 1 million followers, this, that, and the other, but like 4 people watched. Like, if it doesn't equate to them making money or, you know, anything like that, they're not going to keep doing it. It's not going to happen.
Not at all.
I mean, look at what happened with you know, the shitty Velma cartoon. It got 2 seasons and then like it's gone. It's not going to come back.
Only because they greenlit it for 2 seasons in the beginning. It was like it would have been a mercy killing to just take it off the air of the second season it started. It's like, you know what? We're done. We're going to treat it like Batgirl.
The entire DC streaming service.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my dumbass paid for 2 years in that in advance. I was so excited at the concept. I'm like, all right, DC. Nope. I got hosed.
But I will say there's the one show that I absolutely love lately that's brand new, that's awesome, is Twisted Metal. I finally finished it, and I'm like,
I gotta watch that.
It's such a fun, ridiculous, off the wall series, and I absolutely love Anthony Mackie. He's perfect for that part. I can't wait. I want 3 more seasons for sure. At least 3 more seasons.
Wasn't Calypso awesome? Like as a villain?
Yes, dude, he was hilarious. Oh my god,
so weird.
Oh, dude, and Sweet Tooth is everything I wanted.
Everybody's great. Like, it's so
Samoa
refreshing to talk
Joe.
about a show.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. I was on the Alien Earth train pretty hard and then fell off, and now I'm like, fuck, that's like 5 hours to get caught up. So I'm gonna have to like force myself to watch Alien Earth. And I liked what I saw. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't have ADD. I swear. I can't commit to 5 hours of a TV show.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you say that, and I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather rewatch the 2 seasons of Twisted Metal again because they were fun.
I've been watching nothing relevant to the channel. Nobody cares about. What the fuck do I watch? I've been reading books. I've read 4 books in the last month, so that's what I'm interested in right now.
Ooh.
MTV. I learned everything I need to know about MTV.
Son of a bitch.
I did fuck up though. I bought a book on Hanna-Barbera thinking it was about the history of the animation. Here is about the history of the records that they would put out in the 60s. So it's kind of boring, but since I spent $15 on it, I'm going to finish it. But not a bad book.
I brought
didn't know how to read.
one of my old laptops here, and I've been like going through my old Blu-rays and just like ripping them off and putting them on.
Is that what you're going through, Nick? Your old Blu-rays?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All of these old
Yeah,
Blu-rays.
Boner Jams '97.
Yeah, I didn't know they transferred that in high def yet.
No, that's just
Is it the Legend of Billie Jean?
Coming.
Do what?
Was that the Legend of Billie Jean?
No, that was Club Dread.
Oh, Club Dread. Okay, because
But yeah,
that's
Super
way
Troopers
better than the
3's
Legend
coming
of Billie
along.
Jean.
Oh yeah, I've been keeping up with those guys. Yep.
I did
Yeah.
too. Drink Rhino Dart, folks.
Yeah, that account is sort of back up again, which makes me very happy. So that's good.
Enrique says, Jeff, is the hype button working? Detention button. What is the hype button, guys?
I don't know.
Well, the detention button always works here on the channel. It's one of our personal favorites. We love and miss Paul Gleason. We think about him regularly.
You had enough yet?
No.
That's another one.
So?
You just say the word, I'll keep going.
Go.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Mo.
Your mother was a...
Ho.
He was a famous clown.
Bobo.
Mitch, cut it out.
Love that movie.
Gets me every
Love it. Yeah.
That Mitch.
Enrique. Yeah. Son of a Mitch. Overkill 161 says, CGI snake inserted theater presents Field of Anacondas, Freaky Fry Anaconda, and My Anaconda with Andre. And that snake movie with Ice Cube or something. And J-Lo. That was my first introduction to J-Lo that I recognized her. I never saw Selena. Dion, have you watched Selena?
I have not. You wait, the Jennifer Lopez one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, I haven't seen it, but I assume it's a lot like La Bamba. You just know the person's gonna die, so you're just waiting for that to happen the whole time.
Yeah, but like the ending of Selena's is more heartstring pulling because they do like the whole like vigil and stuff at the end. So you're like, oh my god, she was beautiful.
But
Yeah,
La
they
Bamba's
played-
the day the music died, man.
It is, but that was really more the Buddy Holly story. You know, Richie Valens was there. He was an important part, but he was not as big of a deal as Buddy Holly at the time. But Selena was a big deal. And like Dion said, I had to watch it in Spanish class in high school. It's not that funny, trust me. And they do the Dreaming of You, and it's actually not Jennifer Lopez singing. It's Selena's actual cut, and she's dancing around and doing all the stuff that Jennifer Lopez was doing in the movie, but it's actually Selena. And then back at the school I used to work at, some of the kids wear Selena shirts, and one of the teacher friends would always be like, Selena aquí, like in the movie, and I would always be like, Selena está muerte.
Oh,
No love for Money Train. No love for Money Train at all. Really? Come on.
Great movie, underrated Jennifer Lopez, probably arguably her best movie. But didn't he die in a plane crash too?
yeah.
Yes, he did with Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
Buddy Selena
was
And the Big Bopper.
Yep, the Big Bopper.
Yes, the Chantilly lace went down in flames or something.
Yes, Selena. It's more sad because she was murdered by her fan club president.
Yep.
Yes.
I think doesn't the woman get released, or didn't she get released or something?
Nope, her parole keeps getting denied.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
Xavier God,
Because she made the mistake, I believe, of committing murder in Texas, and Texas doesn't really mess around with shit like that.
Gotcha.
Well, plus, and again, the thing you got to remember too is it's different when everybody likes something, and everybody likes Selena, dude. Like, even Caucasian Texans love them some Selena, So that's where she fucked up. You got to get a niche artist to get away with that shit.
Now, folks, Enrique had mentioned down here in the chat, he goes, Hype is a new feature on YouTube. It should help with views. I looked into this. I didn't know that this was a thing. They debuted it on August 26th, so we're not that late. There is a toy video coming out on Saturday. Let's hype the shit out of that. We have a lot of subscribers. We want to get these video numbers up. We want 150,000 views per video. We want to get... yeah, easily. So
these
let's
are rookie
get those
numbers.
numbers up.
Let's get these numbers up. These are rookie numbers.
Yeah, we could use your help and support, folks. If you're hearing this, go to a video, hit that hype button. I will turn the feature on if I haven't turned it on by Saturday. Send me an email that says, Jeff, turn on the goddamn hype button. And if you don't use the severe language, I won't do it. So just cuss at me. I swear to God, it'll work. Dion knows. We cuss at each other all the time, right, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's right, dude, motherfucker.
Oh, God. Thank you, though, Enrique. I will definitely look into that. We want to get those numbers up. And the nice part is, folks, now that the book's complete, you've been seeing we've been putting out way more stuff. So be on the lookout for even more. I'm thinking about what the hell I want to say about that damn Star Wars picture that came out. They're on a boat.
Oh, my God.
That's it. That's it. It's Waterworld.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't give a shit. No.
You know what's great? That the push for that movie is going to be so big for this channel. It'll get us to 1 million subscribers. Because everyone's like, oh, yeah, those Star Wars guys. We're more than Star Wars, but hey. We're glad you found us.
It's one of those things where I love Disney still trying the whole Star Wars thing. It's like we might make something out of this. It's like, no, you've tried 47 times and you failed. Like, just stop.
In a row.
They ain't got no choice, man. They spent a couple billion on it. They gotta try something, and they are banking on Starfighter.
Well, here's an idea. They should try making something good.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
That's a great idea.
They got Gosling.
Yeah, but you saw.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like,
he was in the fucking Stuntman movie. That didn't Fall Guy. That didn't
Fall
work out
Guy?
too well.
Okay, that wasn't because of him.
It was Emily Blunt. She's terrible.
Well, not that either. The movie went in like, yeah, the movie didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't make any fucking sense.
It made sense. It just was. It couldn't decide if it wanted to be silly or be an action movie.
That's what it is. Yeah.
The one combination that people keep fucking up, especially Disney, is you can't have it be all out action and be too silly. And listen, Nice Guys is one of my favorite movies, period.
Oh my God.
They had the perfect blend of silly and action. Fall Guy, it was just too silly all the damn time. And that's what fucked it up. It didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Here's a great question from Xavier to God. What can you get for $70,000 besides a front row seat to WrestleMania? A college education. A car.
Out of Star Cruiser.
Out of debt.
Yeah, out of debt. If somebody's like, Jeff, do you want $70,000 or floor seats to WrestleMania? I'm taking the money and I'm watching. We'll talk about Saudi wrestling.
Here's what you do. You take the money. You rent an epic Airbnb for $5,000 and then you invest the rest.
Yeah, or I just pay off my debt. I think I'd be a lot happier that way. Good old college. You can get quite a bit, but WrestleMania is not worth it to me. I have stopped going, and I don't know if I'll ever return. Like, The Rock himself could knock on my front door and be like, how did you find I live here, first off? Secondly, he's inviting me to WrestleMania? Yeah, if you're driving, Rock, I'll go.
You know what? It's going to be... I don't know if this will happen, but it'll be funny if it does, if somehow you transition to AEW and going to their stuff.
Hey, I have been...
I'm watching AEW.
This isn't a commercial. They're legit. Like, at the end of the show, Tony Khan comes out and shakes your hand if you're in the front row. Like, he's just like, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And he'll take pictures with you and shit. I may or may not have been sober, and I didn't know what to say, so I kept screaming about Time Cop, his favorite movie. And then the next night, when we went back for the second taping, he does a whole promo on Time Cop. And I'm like, yes! So hopefully, I, primed him to talk more about Time Cop. That's my goal for the channel in 2026. I want to interview Tony Khan. We want to do a commentary with Tony Khan on the film Time Cop. We'll get the comic book creators and Tony Khan in the same room. It'll be art. It'll be magic. It'll be wonderful. But it'll be world class.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I did have a good experience. A friend invited me over to his house to watch the one that was in the UK, and he made fish and chips, and it was fucking amazing. And it was odd to see wrestling for that amount of time and no Snickers ads or Slim Jim ads or any really shitty promos, and they just kept wrestling. It was just it was a new feeling for me to experience. I haven't seen that in a while. So,
and you got to see Tony Storm her butt.
Oh yeah.
She high-fived me at the last show. I was like, yes, why are your hands so goddamn cold?
If you will be ready, she will be sweaty.
Cool. I'm okay with that. If it's Tony Storm, I'm cool with whatever she is.
Favorite champion in wrestling right now is Tony Storm.
Yeah. Next to LA Knight, she's my favorite wrestler, period, in wrestling. So, currently. Not of all time. She's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Anyway, our friend Jim Sterling and Mankini has a great recommendation. Star Trek, First Anaconda. After returning the stolen donuts to their rightful place, Picard and the crew must now deal with an infestation when Data brings aboard a pile of snakes he found interesting. I would so watch that.
One stipulation: it's got to be in the old '60s Star Trek fashion. It's got to be in that kind of context.
I would love to see like a Kirk and Spock fight anacondas, and McCoy's like, on Earth 150 years ago they had these giant snakes in the Amazon. This is what they did. We have to go to Beta Ray Bill 4 to get this antidote to kill the anaconda.
Beta Ray Bill 4.
It's a deep cut for my comic fans. No, I would definitely watch that. I think Star Trek should go the Anaconda route. And just be kind of like a parody of itself, where it's like,
listen, they need to let Tarantino direct one Star Trek movie. That's what they need. That's what they need.
I would watch that on day one.
The minute you say Star Trek 4 directed written by Tarantino, like everybody will flock to the theaters. I don't care how bad the trailer is, they will just go.
You know the trailer is going to be epic if he makes this movie. He's not going to make bullshit and put his name on it.
No, but yeah.
He's not, what's his face, Shane Black. Like, damn. Shane Black's made great stuff, but he's also made shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not Darren Aronofsky.
I'm so glad he's not Darren Aronofsky. Folks, if you go into our Patreon archive, you can watch me literally pass out from boredom. Not drinking, but boredom from watching Mother. That is the worst movie we've ever watched for the channel. We'll never do it again.
No, never.
Xavier God, thank you very much. Fuck, Marry, Kill world title runs. Triple H, John Cena, and Randy Orton. I'm going to kill Triple H's title runs because they've lasted forever. No, I'm going to kill John Cena's title reigns because John Cena sucked. I'm sorry. I know he's retired and everyone's nostalgic, but didn't like him. So I'll marry Randy Orton's, fuck Triple H's, and kill John Cena's.
I'm killing John Cena's. Yeah, marrying Randy Orton and giving Triple H the one good one unprotected.
I watched Triple H versus Jericho in a Hell in a Cell yesterday, and I had never watched that match. That was damn good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Dude,
underrated.
Okay, so when I ride the bike, I pick either a movie, but the other day I was like, I'm going to watch wrestling for some reason. And so I watched Judgment Day 02. It was a damn fine pay-per-view. Like, the whole show from top to bottom. I was very impressed. And it makes me more upset that wrestling's in the shitter now when it used to be pretty good.
It's better now. I will say it's definitely better now than it was, 5 years ago.
Yeah, easily.
Even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of not better.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, we had our pal Jennifer Lawrence put her foot in her mouth by claiming she was the first female action star. Prior to the Hunger Games, there was never a film that had a female action star. Sarah Connor, Ripley, Princess Leia, Cynthia Rothrock, Michelle Yeoh, the list goes on. That never happened. Well, hell, let's even give Dina Meyer the rub. Starship Troopers never happened. Oh, yeah. Fuck her. But the internet lambasted her. What'd you say?
B-level female stars. Our girl Cindy, what's her name, that did all the kung fu movies?
Cynthia Rothrock.
Whopper.
Oh yeah.
When we were toasty and we watched that one with her and Michelle Yeoh, and it felt like an old Sega arcade game where they would just like walk in, say some shit, and that music would start, and they would fight. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish, you know, one quick sidebar. I wish somebody would take all of her stuff and, you know, do a big like Vinegar Syndrome, like, you know, revamp of it, but they haven't, and it's criminal, really.
Well, Nick, you and I should start our own publishing house where we do movies that we think are worthwhile and world class. Cynthia Rothrock, you're world class.
Yeah, dude. People would flock to buy her 4Ks and Blu-rays, you know, very quickly.
We'll get a deal where she like you get to meet her and she'll kick you in the face for like $50, but you have to sign a waiver that you won't sue if she knocks your tooth out.
There would be so many dudes lined up for that.
Oh yeah.
You'd be the first one.
Nope, I'm not into that. That's not my kink. No, that's not what I'm into.
Mine neither. But I will watch her beat people up and laugh.
Oh no, definitely.
So, Elizabeth Banks, the wonderful filmmaker who brought you such classics as Charlie's Angels and Charlie's Angels, had a speech at the Emmys this past weekend where she put her foot in her mouth. Now, guys, I'm going to take a risk here. I hope it doesn't backfire like what she did. I actually have the clip kind of condensed down. So I'm going to try to press it and see what we get. You guys want to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. We'll do it. I'll do it a different way. You know what I'll do is I'll play it and I'll pause it so then it can be considered transformative. So let me...
fair use.
Yeah, we'll fair use this bitch up. And I mean the clip, not her. We're not calling her names. She's not... I don't know her. Fuck it. Anyway, let's see. Let's share screen. Let's share window. And let's share Elizabeth Banks. So, guys, if you're unfamiliar with Elizabeth Banks, it's this lady on screen. She used to be likable. She used to be in films like Spider-Man and Zack and Miri Make a Porno and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. But then she got a taste of that director money or that director coke or whatever you get out in Hollywood. And she became what we know as smug. And so I read this the other day and I was like, I have to share this on the show.
Director.
That's where she loses everybody. You're not a spokeswoman for any... Anyway, sorry. A game show host.
Gotta love Stephen A.
Yeah, you do. Oh, God.
She's becoming so unlikable. I love it. Just to...
Well, she's now doing all those Hyundai commercials. So she's very clearly... trying. I was surprised that she wasn't on Dancing with the Stars. She's trying to do the Brie Larson, where she's trying to rehab her image.
I will say this: she does look amazing for being 51 years old.
Oh, she's great looking.
Yeah,
we ain't denying that shit.
Yeah, I will say that.
I'm not gonna say she's so. I'm not gonna be like some people like she's so oaky, she's ugly. I'm like, nah, a pretty woman's a pretty woman. I just still never want to meet her.
It'd be tough.
Oh my God! Here it is. Here it is.
Setting yourself up for failure with that.
She just
the way it happened was so hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah, it shows you that the presenters aren't in on it. They don't know who's in the envelope until it comes out, or else she wouldn't have set herself up to just roll a clip. It's just amazing.
Okay. I watched that clip like 4 times. I was like, damn, how do you like just serve yourself? How do you just like make yourself look, oh my God, just like the worst?
She can't help herself, dude. She just can't help herself.
But also, here's the other thing that I think is also kind of weird. Like, usually these award shows are written and they will rehearse them. So like she, you know, obviously, you know, they didn't know who was going to be in the envelope, but like somebody would have. I think she pissed somebody off to have her like make her do that, and make her believe and make her believe that one of the women was going to win.
It was just a great troll job. We have to find out who's the mole. Who in Hollywood set Elizabeth Banks up to look like an asshole?
Yeah, because I mean, like all these award shows are written. I mean, we've seen them like look at the monitor and you know really do wooden performances and be like, you know, they're reading things off of a script in front of them, like because you know they're just actors, they're not really important people or anything. And it's just like for her to you know, for them to put all of her accolades in the speech that she had to read and stuff like that. It's just like she would have had to piss somebody off, maybe some exec who she lost money for or something, made it happen. But like for that to happen, somebody had to know who the winner was and give her that whole speech.
Maybe her ego is so big, Nick, that she just doesn't give a shit. Like, she's just like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to make fun of everybody, and they're going to take it because I'm Elizabeth Banks. I'm a spokesperson. I'm a game show host. I'm a this. I'm a that. Well, lady, you got egg on your face, and I think the internet has been laughing at that all week long.
That's not egg.
You are forgetting one very important thing from all that. The patriarchy still comes out on top. Let's go over the boys, guys, right there. Yeah, that's another one for us.
Thank God, man. All is right with the world.
Yeah, because I mean, like you know, there's
attach me to that.
But you're a father.
Yeah, but my number one demographic is white women.
Mine too, but it doesn't mean you can't.
Dion is a self-declared male feminist.
Right.
I'm not.
And remember from last week, he's also the toughest guy on the podcast too. So there's that.
I say toughest.
He is the dangerous wild card.
Yeah, no. You're right. He's the dangerous wild card. Yeah, that's what he is. Yeah.
Right.
So if he's the wild card, so I'll be the brains. He's the wild card. Kendo's the. Okay, we got to figure out our dynamic here. Because we don't have a useless chick. We need a sweet D. This show does not need a useless chick.
No.
The fifth bullshitter's the folks in the chat. So you guys are part of the show, but we don't need any more. I just wanted to share that with you. That was a real short segment. I thought it was funny. I thought it'd lighten the mood.
Kendo's Murdoch.
Oh, for the 18 dynamic. Okay.
Yeah, Kendo's Murdoch.
Then I guess, am I Hannibal? Because I love it when it comes together.
You're Hannibal, yeah, for sure.
Which one's Murdoch again? I've only ever seen the movie.
You're Murdoch.
No, like which one is he?
You're Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah, he's
I'll take.
No, he'd be the guy from District 9.
Oh, that's Face Man.
Hey, yep.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's Face Man, from what I'm looking at here.
So I'm gonna say something. I know the A-Team dynamic. I have never watched a full episode of the A-Team ever.
Neither
have I. I've only seen the movie.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was pretty good. I mean,
the movie was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pointless action for what it needed to be. It was good. You know, Leslie Nielsen as Hannibal, like he nailed it. It was good.
Liam Neeson.
Sorry, Liam Neeson. Sorry, I get them confused
Leslie
now.
Nielsen, I believe, has passed away by then.
Well, they are father and son. They look so much alike.
That is very true.
They both drive Nissans.
You know what the biggest travesty of this year wasn't Elizabeth Banks' speech. It was the fact that The Naked Gun is kind of a flop in theaters.
Oh, really? Dude, that was so good. That was so good.
Seriously disappointing.
It was so good.
I saw it twice. Like, I put my money where my mouth was. I fucking went and saw it in theaters.
Damn it! I had to sign up for AARP to go see it early. Okay.
I forgot you actually did that. You lied and said you were 62 years old. And then complained about your back and your hip.
Look at that salt and pepper beard going on there. They'll buy it.
Yeah, they're really surprised. I didn't need a walker or assistance getting to my seat, so they were shocked.
Man, it's all the lotus root.
Yeah. It'll keep you spry.
God.
Good for the joints.
Speaking of joints, anyway. Now, let's talk about something funny before we talk about something a little more serious, because, stuff. So let me pull up a picture. Guys, we love some Schadenfreude here on the channel. We celebrate that quite regularly, wouldn't you say? Thank you, Dick. So, it doesn't matter if it's Schadenfreude over a person, over a fail, a company, it doesn't matter. We like it. And so lately, the biggest fail in the business world has been Cracker Barrel, and we have a way to close out the Cracker Barrel saga tonight. Yeah. So Kendo shared this with me. I have a summary right here, folks. This is the end of it. So let's take it back to the beginning. In August of 2025, Cracker Barrel tried to modernize by dropping their long-standing old-timer logo for a minimalist text-only design, which is on the screen right here, and remodeling several of its stores with what they call sleek contemporary interiors. I say it was called Pottery Barn chic. That's what it looked like to me. But dude, it seriously looked like a Pottery Barn.
That's
fine.
And
the lady that runs Cracker Barrel looks like she shopped in Pottery Barn most of her adult life. Like she got a dorm room.
Sass right there.
That's what?
That Hicks sass.
I know. Well, you always talk about knowing your white women demographic. I know the white women demographic, and they love Pottery Barn.
But you know
Michael
Pottery
Kors
Barn
and Cheesecake Factory. Anyway,
all right. I respect it.
They love the Kenwood Mall.
You're forgetting he knows an older white lady very well.
Oh, yeah. A couple of them, actually. Anyway. This move, though, backfired almost immediately. As loyal customers revolted, traffic plunged 8%, and more than $140 million was lost in market value. By now, mid-September, the company reported a fourth quarter revenue of $868 million, down 3% from the previous year, with earnings missing their expectations and shares tumbling by nearly 10% as analysts digested the fallout. In response, executives reversed course, restoring the traditional logo, abandoning the broader remodel plans, and reintroducing nostalgic menu items like Uncle Herschel's breakfast, while conceding that they had misunderstood and underestimated the customer's deep emotional attachment to the brand's old-fashioned imagery. Looking ahead, Cracker Barrel has projected a fiscal year revenue below prior expectations. So they're modernizing, backlashed on them horribly, and I think it's hilarious. And I'm glad to know that those ugly-ass Pottery Barn locations aren't going to be moving forward anymore. What do you guys think about Cracker Barrel, Kendo?
Improve the food.
I agree with that. Cracker Barrel ain't perfect, believe me. I'm not going to all of a sudden start going to Cracker Barrel again because, oh my God, they fixed it and they changed it. Like, they fucked up. There's a reason I stopped eating there for a while. And it was because they're inconsistent as shit.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, definitely 100%. We used to go to Cracker Barrel once a month whenever we were in the ABQ before we moved out to overly hot Las Vegas. And they're like, we would go to the same one each time. And you would order the same thing each time. Sometimes it was really good. Sometimes it was like mediocre. And it's like, what's going on here? But I think this is hilarious because it's funny that you open this up, talk about the backlash that started when they rebranded back in the far off time of, 18 days ago, August of 2025. So it's hilarious because I'm fairly certain that it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago at the most that we covered the new thing where they got rid of the cracker and the barrel and they were going to Chipotle the interiors of the building and all that stuff. Dude, put those away later. And so he lost my train of thought. Thank you.
I got it. It was episode 458, by the way, Kendo. Let me pull up the logo that we were making fun of the Cracker Barrel change right here. See?
So 4 episodes ago. 4 episodes ago, where this all went down, and like she was out to talk about how we need to modernize, we need to do this. It's what the people want, and the people turned around and said, "No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't." The double barrel treatment right here, and then it's just a small group of people on the internet, and then the stock price did this, the foot traffic did this, and within like a week or so, they're like, "Okay, we're putting the cracker and the barrel back onto Cracker Barrel," and then now it's the article I sent you today from what was it, Fox Business, and they're like. Yeah, they completely they did the logo thing. They said we're not going to do any more remodels. That was like 2 weeks ago, and then they're like, yeah, we're not changing anything. People are pissed, and we're losing shitloads of money, so we're going to put it back. Pretend that didn't happen.
That cracker on the barrel.
Yeah, but Jeff, remember when you were in Atlanta, we saw a couple of the newer logos on the billboards.
We did, and I pointed it out, and I went, "Oh no, it's the end of the world as we know it, Nick."
Yeah, it was.
And then we went to Waffle House
because they're always consistent.
They are consistently surprising me. The food's always hot and fresh. This is not
That's
a commercial.
That's
but
true.
You can watch the guy
explore-
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all ladies at our Waffle House. And the lady
You can
came up
watch
to
the
me
lady make it.
and I had my Rock shirt on, the one that with all the pictures of him, and the lady comes up and she goes, "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" And then fist bumped me as she brought me my food. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, "Thanks."
It's always a win. I've never been to a Waffle House and been like, this wasn't that good. I've always been happy leaving Waffle House.
Oh yeah, always, yeah. Yeah, because your expectations are exactly like once you've been there like twice, you know exactly what to expect, and it's always that.
You know, you're going to get that big ass laminated menu.
Yeah,
it's going to be somebody behind the counter, somebody taking your order. You can watch them make the food. It's very simple. Every once in a while, they pull out something that's like this new item or whatever. But for the most part, it is exactly what you want. It is waffles. It is unhealthy breakfast, and that is why you're there. You're there for unhealthy breakfast at any time of the day. They don't have a cutoff for what time you can get what, and you could get a dinner at 6 a.m. if you have to have one. It's awesome. Waffle House. We need them to sponsor the show. Not that I would go because there is no Waffle House. I have to go to fucking Scottsdale, I think, to get to a Waffle House. But
you would for a sponsorship. It's worth it.
Yes, you're correct. I'd be like, hey, guys, we're going to the Great Wolf Lodge. I know we've been to the one in Phoenix 4 times this month already, but I have a contract that says I'm obligated to go there this many times and shoot a commercial or put out a tweet or something. So we're going, and it's going to happen.
You should just tell your wife that we have that sponsorship deal now, and you should just start doing that. Just lie to her. Just take a selfie outside of the fucking Waffle House.
I'm not above on a Saturday morning getting up, driving 5 hours to Scottsdale to eat Waffle House, hang out for a couple hours, and drive home and have an entire day away from the family. I am fine with that. The problem is I can only get away with that once before. Oh, we want to go too. Great.
You should be
the
like
last time we were there, we had to go to Jollibee. It's like there's a Jollibee 10 minutes from the house. Why do we drive all the way to Phoenix and they have to go to Jollibee?
Yeah, my rule of thumb is if it's local, that's what I'm eating. So
yeah, it's like no, I don't want to eat at Jollibee. I want to go to Whataburger. They don't have they do have Whataburger in Vegas, but it's down in the Waldorf on the Strip, and I don't want to drive down there.
Nobody does.
I want to go to Whataburger. We don't have one within 1,000 miles of here.
Yeah, I mean,
we have Shake Shack.
I say that out loud. There's a Shake Shack 5 minutes from the house.
What isn't within a 10-minute drive from your house? Like Gordon Ramsay is probably down there right now.
Dude, he's in Vegas. Everything's there.
Well, okay, number one, that is true, but number two, driving in Vegas is not a fun experience because
it isn't.
I know
there's goddamn many people out here because all the roads were built for either A, out of town people that are only here for a few days, and B, the locals. Well, guess what? That population of locals has exponentially grown over the 30 years. So the roads are still built for like 30 years ago when not that many people lived out here. Now there's like 2 million people in the city, and the traffic lights can eat a bag of dicks, okay? There's one traffic light that I have to go to turn to my house. That son of a bitch will stay, if I'm trying to turn left, will stay red for 3 full cycles of everybody before it gives me the green to go across.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, God.
Every time we're coming back from that area of town, I'm like, I have to go down this road because if I go down here to make the quick turn to get home, I'm going to be stuck there for like 5 minutes waiting on a light. And I will drive out of my way to not be stuck at that light for like 5 minutes watching everybody else get to go while I don't. Anyway, yeah, Crackerville, you fucked up, idiot.
No, sorry, I just was wondering what Dion was watching because I can see the reflection on the screen. It's a car
He's
commercial.
probably watching the football game, which, if anybody cares, Miami just scored to tie it at 21 with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I only care because I have money on this game and I have things that need to happen that haven't happened yet for me to hit my parlay and turn my $5 into $85 because
nice.
I bet with my head, not over it. 100 bets off.
I'm just like torn if I should stop watching football since Joe Burrow's injured again. But
you got the Browning machine gun.
He really is good, so I'm not really that worried. They pulled out a victory. It was a fun Sunday.
Dion and I are interested in watching the Cincinnati-Minnesota game this week for all the wrong reasons because it is the Browning 50 cal machine gun versus Carson I'm not Prince Harry Wentz.
You know what I mean? That game's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be defense is about to make some motherfucking money this weekend. But again,
if you play fantasy football, do you want the Bengals or the Vikings defense this weekend?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about a topic it's interesting to me, and I thought you guys I'd like to hear your take on it. So everything seems to be in a snowball effect. And now we're talking about Congress again. I know, but it's entertainment based. Don't worry, folks. So everybody here lives on the internet. We use websites like Reddit. We use sites like Discord. You use services like Steam to play your games. But this is what's happening. The U.S. House Oversight Committee summoned the CEOs of Discord, Twitch, Reddit, and Steam to testify on October 8th about their platform's role in online radicalization and incitement of politically motivated acts. Via letters to the executive chairman, Representative James Comer cited the murder of Charlie Kirk last week as part of that, who confessed on Discord beforehand. Other political violence urgings to prevent future radicalizations and violence. The CEOs of Discord, Steam, and Twitch must appear before the Oversight Committee and explain the actions that they will take to ensure that their platforms are not exploited for nefarious purposes. Unless you had, heard about this prior to this, you probably have an opinion. But what do you guys think about this now? This situation.
I hate when they had to when all these old fucks in Congress are trying to call all these tech guys to come in and like start describing things to them like you're trying to teach your grandma how to use email. It's not going to fucking work. They're not going to get it, and they're going to be too slow to enact any sort of thing that of any importance. It's terrible. I'm sorry, but when email came out, that was also used to do terrible shit and do scams and do all kinds of things. The phone calls were as well too. Any technology that comes out is going to facilitate some sort of nefarious thing. That's just how it is. Even AI now will copy somebody's voice, like your mom's voice, and she'll call you and say, "Hey, I'm in trouble. Give me your social security number." Like that happens sometimes as well too. This happens with every piece of technology, and it's going to happen, for the rest of for the rest of humanity. The fact the government thinks that they can try to wrangle these people and make them do this is stupid, because what's going to happen is if they do succeed, there's going to be another platform that comes up after these guys or behind these guys that'll be secure, and so everybody will flock to that one to do things with. Maybe not Steam, because Steam's got a lot of people to use their stuff, but with other ones, people might go to something else and just make that the new platform and ditch the one that the government has put all these restrictions on or try to. And it's you're not going to do anything. All you're going to do is piss off a bunch of people who have to take their account to somewhere else. That's all that's going to happen.
Dion, what do you think about this?
That people realize it doesn't matter what side of the aisle is in control of whatever political system. Both of them are not with us. Both of them want to control the internet. The shit came out a month or so ago about, at least in Europe, about having to present your ID to get online. Okay, so again, people, I think the Charlie Kirk thing is a perfect example, right? It doesn't matter who you agree with, who you disagree with. There are things that they are all on the same page on. And, they all want to control the internet. And, again, people were thinking that this was going to be the administration for smart government. Whoa. Here we go again. Another administration. And we're back to the same conversation on they want to call in the CEOs of social media. Don't get me wrong. I don't like all those dudes. At the same time, they're not doing this under the guise of wanting to protect and ensure that there aren't avenues for bad actors to use it for bad things. They want our information. And every time something happens, they want to talk to all these companies. What are you doing to keep things safe? That's not their job. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be doing nothing. Zuckerberg is a perfect example of what's wrong with, controlling social media and everybody sharing everything all the time. But this is another example of it doesn't matter what happens. There's always going to be that try of wanting to control the internet, this gigantic thing that they don't understand. Whether it's Zuckerberg, whether it's what's his name, the CEO of TikTok that was there right before the election, they don't know how it works. They have no idea how any of this works. That's not hyperbole. That's not me talking shit.
I love that.
That's not me being a millennial. None of them who make these decisions in our government know how this shit works, and they want to control it. This is where we're back to square one. Here we go again with this shit. So when people snap out of this, it is it's us versus them, man. They're not doing this to ensure that they're protecting whoever says what at what time. They're gonna call those dudes in there and say, "What are you doing? Do you know who these people are?" That's gonna come up. And they're going to ask some backward-ass old man question. Well, can you control somebody's computer? Blah, 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 blah. Like, they're going to have these off-the-wall old people questions because they're all old. And here we go again.
At the end of the day, this is going to do absolutely nothing except for be a dog and pony show for the cameras. Because what happens on these forums and all this stuff, it's the same thing as asking somebody that owns a sports team, hey, do you know what all your fans are up to in the stadium? No, because that's what it is. They're essentially going to try to get these people to talk about what do they do to referee these things. And it's like, well, we're not really doing that. Nothing that has come out in the last week tells me that anybody could have prevented anything from happening because the wheels that were set in motion were already in motion. And then after the motion happened, it was discussed right there or whatever, or that guy said he was going to do it. I don't know. I don't know the whole story. But at the same time, there's nothing that can be done without either A, like Dion said, controlling it, like having a takeover by the government of all these things. And there's nothing that they would have been able to do. I mean, let's go back to the other anniversary tragedy from last week. FBI and CIA both knew that there was something going on. They heard all the chatter. They had all this stuff logged. The guys that were on the planes, a couple of them were already flagged, but they didn't talk to each other because the government, at the end of the day, is really known for one thing, and that's being inept. And then not doing anything about anything until after shit's gone down and they say, oh, wait, maybe this could have been stopped, but probably not at the same time. Let's go ahead and try to make ourselves look really good so that way people don't blame us for what happened. And that's kind of what this is all going to be. They could drag all these people in and ask them all these questions. At the end of the day, it's going to be, we don't know what's going on all the time. And when they say, well, why don't you? And it's going to be at the same time, how do you referee millions of people online on all these threads all the time doing these things? If somebody posts something like, I'm going to go commit a violent act, it takes somebody on that online thing to call and like a law enforcement and say, here's what's going to happen, and here's what's been posted, blah, 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 blah. And then you got to go through all the channels in law enforcement to be able to do it. You can't just go kicking indoors because I said that Nick posted something inflammatory on the internet. He's going to commit a terrorist act. Just look at him. And the government can't just go kick in Nick's door because I said that.
Well, there are things that they can do. Make no mistake. This isn't a this or that situation. While I agree, they can do it. They don't want to spend the money to do it. Make no mistake. And Twitch is going through this right now, right? With the whole, the dudes who like people who ain't old enough to vote yet. That was a whole thing on Twitch. Yeah, it is difficult. It takes a lot of money, But again, I said the same thing a couple of weeks ago. Me being in physical security, Nick is our Donatello. Everybody, there are ways to tackle this shit. Entities, especially corporations, don't want to spend the money. That's why they're going all hard about AI. YouTube has been battling this shit with these AI and automatic flagging engines, and YouTubers are getting pissed about it. But, when it comes to advertising, they'll figure something out. They don't want to pay. You have to fucking pay people to sit there, and you can flag words, you can flag phrases, you can, the tech. I use the shit for cameras. This shit is out there. A lot of it is new, and you have to test it. You have to disprove it. You have to improve it when it misses certain things, and that takes money. And while I understand, hey, listen, I ain't ever going to be trustworthy of a dude who's in his 70s or a lady in her 70s who's making policies on things that they don't want to ask the people in the industry to better understand it. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, Twitch and Discord and Reddit and YouTube and Steam and Kick and all these things, they can do stuff about it, but it's expensive and they don't want to spend the money. And here we are again at the same crossroad. They're going to do the dog and pony show to what Kendo said, to make you to where you aren't going to blame us, you're going to blame them. But we're so dumb and don't know how it works, we're going to ask them questions that all your grandparents asked that make you go, why are you even in this conversation? And in 2 weeks, we're going to be right back there. People can do stuff, but this shit costs money. The days of the Lone Ranger and Murtaugh and Riggs and your local sheriff riding in for free are over. The internet is its own thing. Those times are done, dead. If you want to do something, you got to spend money. And baby, we live in America. Who the hell wants to spend that much money on it?
Yeah.
I just don't want to see what happened in the UK happen here. It's not about porn. It's not about that stuff. It's just crazy, the stuff that you can get in trouble for with tweets and the way the internet's policed. And you saw the rise in VPNs that went up 1,000% right away.
Yeah, it was funny because you saw two peaks and valleys, which is hilarious. You saw the what looked to be people stop watching porn in the UK, but then there was the opposite rise of VPNs. So people are still watching porn, just not in the UK.
And I bet $1,000 that Parliament has no idea how VPNs work.
Well,
I guarantee you they don't. They do not.
They wanted to outlaw them as well too, and it's like, listen, in the words of Jeff Goldblum, life's gonna find a way.
Yeah.
It's the internet, baby. It's its own world, and the more you want to control it, the less you're gonna know about it. And they just, it's and again, it's not a political aisle thing. They want something, and they don't understand it. None of them understand it.
No, and
no.
It's I mean, like the VPN thing that Jeff was talking about is like, no, it's the same thing. Even with the ID stuff, I think that's happening in Australia as well. I think they're in the middle of it, or they've just passed it, but they're another proponent of that. They're wanting to do the whole ID thing for everything, for every website. And even then, you're giving your ID and your information to the government, but they have to secure it as well. I mean, China or North Korea could come in and take that.
Which the government already probably has all that information, because your ID came from the local government, which is reported to the state government. The federales can come in there and get it anytime you want. Your social security number comes from the goddamn feds to begin with, so they know who you are. They know where you work, all that other stuff. So it's like, it's not even so much that Big Brother's looking over your shoulder, but at the end of the day, to paraphrase Dion, the person who's most and completely 100% responsible for any of this bullshit, all the internet stuff, everything, is that goddamn Al Gore for inventing the internet.
Yeah, man. This is his punishment for not winning the election in 2000.
You fucked us all, Al. Thanks, Florida.
Al? Hanging Chad my ass. No, Michael, I do see the point that people make about how we've had a series of events that put us in a position that we can't return back from. And, I'm not saying this is like the end of the world, but we joked earlier about an asteroid or aliens. Like, we need a great unifying event.
Well, there was an asteroid that came really close to us last night while you were sleeping.
Yep.
Not super close that we have to worry about it yet. But
how many miles do you know?
I think it was just like a couple million miles. So it was one. It was one that the people that watch the skies didn't see until about a month or two ago, because it's one of the ones that was coming from the fucking sun side that you don't fucking see until it gets out a little bit closer to you. Those are my favorite. But yeah, that shit's out there, and there's lots of asteroids that fly around. We don't have track on all of them, and But yes, Michael, there's been a lot of things. My friends, a couple friends and I, because I have friends that I talk to that's besides these three chuckle fucks, and
Surprise to me.
One of them was walking us down one of those end time things the other night, and he was pointing to things. I'm like, God damn it, that makes sense. I don't like it.
I wouldn't be surprised if something has if we've all died and we're just in hell together, or this is a simulation
I can believe
and
it
we have
with
a
as
virus.
hot as it is, but then also it could be just that I live in the desert.
That's probably more likely.
I don't know. It's going to be 90 degrees here tomorrow.
Look, well, I mean,
It was pretty nice. It got down to 70 and rained all day.
7 here.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing that's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. If the government locks down the internet, there's going to be some crazy hackers in about a few months who will figure out a way of getting past it and getting underneath it, or inventing another way of doing things, and then those tutorials will be leaked on 4chan forums. Then they'll go to Reddit. Then they'll get made into YouTube videos for tutorials, and then everybody will be able to do it in about a year and a half. So,
but
we will be outlaws, which is Dion's dream.
Yeah,
he wants to be
Tombstone
style. Outlaw, old dude. Did I see you got that picture earlier today?
But also,
troublesome.
But also take into account, here's the thing that really chaps my ass about all this shit, is that if any of these females even post some side boob or whatever, they get flagged immediately and taken off. There was even a thing a few years ago about Apple scanning your photos for child stuff, let's say that, and they were going to then call the cops. They keep using, and it's one of those things where they could use the same technology to find these people who creating the child stuff and put them in jail, but they don't. They're more afraid of you looking at a nipple than they are that.
Well, and that's the thing, right? You can, again, the people who want to make it political, right? That's a perfect example. That was a huge topic of discussion, both politically and entertainment-wise, right? All the shit that happened after Me Too and the fallout from specific individuals finally going down, even though that list ended up being short too. But this is before you're saying all that before we get into the people who make these decisions who are involved in all that shit.
Yeah.
So they want to control the vice content, so to speak, of what we all see, while a lot of them are getting in trouble with Venmo. A lot of them are getting in trouble with Twitter. A lot of them are getting in trouble with Discord. Right? They don't want to do that much work, especially for those type of people who you do have to worry about, because hey, whatever the thing is, a lot of them are involved in that shit. If they cared, but they don't want, because that would take money. It would, you have to spend the resources and the time and personnel to go through this shit. You have an automatic AI engine that's just scanning by default, and Apple, rightfully so, should be watched for this, But these things that randomly scan stuff for them to look at and maybe call the cops, who's reviewing that? What's your review process? What's your procedure? What's your documented procedure? Because legally, corporations have to have one. Because if you fuck up, that's what protects you in terms of litigation. What's your written procedure? Do you have the same procedure that you have in the U.S., that you would have in Canada, that you would have in, there are multiple questions that you got to ask when you do this shit. And corporations just don't want to do it, especially when people they're paying money to may or may not be involved in that shit.
Well, and here's a really uncomfortable question that nobody thinks about is the AI has to find those things and the AI has to find those things and report about it, but it also has to be trained on what is what.
Yep.
Oh,
how do you train an AI for that? I'm once again, what are you using? That's a really scummy question. How does it figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing.
That means that you have to have a review process. What are you using? Who are the people that are making the decision on what to train the AI and not? What are their qualifications? What specific images are you using? Are they recent images? Are they past images from past investigations? Are they images from past cases that are closed? All these, it's real quick and easy to say it as a political slogan, But there's a process that goes into it. Damn, Tua. There's a process that goes into it. And they do not want to spend the time.
Yeah.
So this goes down on October 8th. Their attendance is optional, but it'll be interesting to see what is said and if it's going to be the old people questions like you say, Dion, or if it's just going to be something even worthwhile to talk about here. I just do think we're on this weird path that we won't come back from for a long time.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to do this ourselves. Folks, send us all your money, blank checks especially, so that way we can create our own company and we will be the internet regulators. Mount up.
Regulators! It was a cold
Oh my
night.
gosh. Yeah, it's
Dion and I got 16 in the clip and 1 in the hole, boys.
Well, the rhythm is the bass, and the bass is the treble, or whatever. So,
yeah, I mean, and you'll hear everything from both sides of the aisle, and all the government people saying, "Oh, we're doing this because this happened. We're doing this because of Charlie Kirk, this school stuff or whatever." That will be their reasoning for these rules to go into effect. It's the exact same as the Patriot Act that happened in after 9/11. Oh, we need to have all this spying stuff on Americans because these guys lived in America and we need to know what happened to them. So it's that thing over again. It's going to be 2.0 of that because the technology is better now than it was 24 years ago. So it's
topical.
Yeah, and like that. Yeah, and that's always the reasoning is like, oh, we got to worry about the kids and we got to worry about this and the other. It's like you don't give a shit. You just want to have total control and see everything we're doing, and it's I don't like it.
That's the big C word.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Jeff said, people are getting arrested in the UK for tweeting things that are slightly controversial. And how long is that going to last before the shit hits a fan and they really start resisting that?
Well, the shit has hit the fan. There are videos
Yeah,
of cops
there was a
showing
crazy
up.
march last weekend.
Oh, geez, okay.
Oh, I didn't know about that part.
Yeah, my one person on the ground in the UK that you may know, Darren, and he was sending me a bunch of shit about what was going on over there. Naturally, of course, I just made fun of him because it's British and stuff. And then he was like, "Oh, I gotta go to the dentist." I'm like, "They have those?" So I mean, it was hundreds of thousands of people marching for a better Britain, and naturally, I laughed at it because I'm like, "Yeah, you're stealing our gimmick." But at the end of the day, maybe the Europeans are starting to get pissed off about things. I don't know. Last time I checked, they're usually historically been fans with totalitarian, authoritarian governments, but I could be wrong. Prove me wrong, Europe.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I think I remember hearing about that. They tried diminishing the march to like 5,000 people, but it was like 100,000 people that were marching. Something like that. It was a lot of people.
There was a shitload of people on those videos I was being snapped.
Yeah, that was like I want to say it's 100,000 if not a million. Like it was a huge amount of people, and they kept trying to make it seem like it was less than, and the BBC is really good at that.
Well, you can never trust the BBC.
Nope.
No. So, anything else you guys want to say about this, or we'll check in with the audience?
Free yayo.
I would say just keep your ear out for everything, and if things change, give it a little while, and there will be ways around it. So,
but most importantly, don't make terroristic threats on the internet. That's stupid. Or post that you're going to commit a violent act because
don't be an idiot and post dumb shit like that.
Just don't even do this stuff on top of it.
Yeah, or that. Yes, be a peaceful individual because that's what we advocate on this show, unless it's towards each other.
Yeah, the four of us can hate each other, but you at home, folks.
Or if you fuck with my boys, don't play with me, dog. I'm the most dangerous man.
Too. You guys cannot come for us. That is our job. Our job is to come after each other, not you.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're the world-class regulatory system here on the channel. We're checks and balances.
Just everybody switch to Telegram. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Should I learn Morse code so when the grid goes?
Oh no,
electricity. So fuck it.
No, Telegram's an app. Yeah, Telegram's an app that was secure. It was literally end-to-end encryption. It was so secure that the CIA had to barge in on the owner's residence and be like, "Hey, give us a back door," and he had to because he was probably
CIA always wants the back door.
They love
Did they
that
use the
back
back
door
door to get
they
into?
love,
That'd be
They
ironic.
love that back door. They got it with Microsoft and Apple and even Linux.
So there you go, folks. That's your homework for this week. Go home and learn Morse code, and then send us all your messages next week in Morse code. And if we could read it, you win a prize.
That'll be Kendo's job.
Yeah.
I am not learning Morse code. I don't care.
I'll send you one of these awesome Wokebusters magnets that you can put on your fridge and think of us every time you go to get a beer. That's your Morse code prize. All right, Xavier to God has a fuck, marry, kill world title runs. We already read that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. TLJ Screwjob, push, bury, fire. The three faces of Foley. That's easy. I'm pushing Mankind. I'm burying Dude Love, and I guess I'm burying Cactus Jack.
Yeah, firing Dude Love.
I'm pushing Cactus Jack. I'm burying Foley, and I'm firing Dude Love.
I'm glad we all hate Dude Love equally. Dude Love just sucks.
Yeah, but I think that was the point. I'm pretty sure that was what Mick was going for there, was to make you dislike the character. Because, Cactus Jack, that was his original iteration. And then, Vince was like, you can't be that. You were that someplace else. You got to be Mankind, pal. And that worked. Because they said, hey, he's a deranged lunatic. What's the best person he can work with? I know. Let's get him with The Undertaker. And that shit worked. That was printing money.
Yeah. I am a huge Mankind fan. I have figures and shirts and all that shit of Mankind. Have a nice day. Rock and sock connection for the win.
But when Mankind opened his shirt and it said Cactus Jack, and I know we shit on Triple H around here, but Triple H sold it. And even, I didn't, that was the first time that Cactus Jack was in the WWF, right? But,
I believe
when he
so.
did that shit, even I was like, oh, shit, dude. Triple H, you done fucked up, dog.
No, Cactus Jack showed up. Remember, Cactus Jack wrestled at WrestleMania 14. Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie versus the New.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dion, it was Now, it was the first time I ever saw Cactus Jack because I started watching in the end of '99, and it was like Mankind was everywhere. And then I'm like, what is Cactus Jack? And he just kicked the shit out of Triple H at the Royal Rumble that year. It was a good match.
Dude, I'll never forget seeing all three of them in that that video.
Royal Rumble, baby.
Yeah, dude. Like for some reason as a kid, like it just like it didn't click that it was like three different screens. But as a kid, I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Like, why are they all three in the same room?
Dude, they have videos on how they did that promo. I'll send you one of them. It's kind of funny because it's like a big deal.
Yeah, because like I remember watching as a kid, and I was like, oh, they're all that's not the same dude. Then if they're all in the same room, like that's was my thing.
Yeah, you've never mixed Foley, Mankind, and Dude Love or Cactus Jack all in the same room once, have we?
Yeah. And so like when that video popped up during WrestleMania, I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy.
So speaking of wrestling, Xavier to God sends in a very nice super chat. Thank you. He says, guys, let's say you run a wrestling company. You can pick any wrestler from any time. Who are your main, your world? Who are you making your world, tag team, female, cruiserweight, and IC and US champs? You guys can't pick the same wrestlers though.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
See, that's really hard for us to do on the spot like this. I think, Jeff.
We gotta have time.
We need to take a picture of this bad boy, and then we need to sit down over the next few days, and we need to have our own wrestling draft like that. We can pick like 15 people, and then we'll give them the belts.
We'll do a pre-draft version right here. Just off the top of your head. Just off the top of your head.
Yeah,
who gets to go first?
I'll go first, and Xavier to God, it doesn't. What we talk about now doesn't count for our future one. So if I can do this my own way, who are going to be all my people? I will do my tag team champions as the New Age Outlaws because I just love the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you bitch!
Hey, they were just putting the new game as DLC, so I'm all about the New Age Outlaws. I'll make my female champion Trish Stratus. I'll make my cruiserweight champion Rey Mysterio. My IC champion will be Macho Man. My US champion will be Kurt Angle. And then I'm going to be basic and pick The Rock as my world champ.
Ooh. Can't pick the same. My world champ is Stone Cold. My my IC level champ. Shit, you picked Macho Man, you slut.
Do you want to switch? I'll take Chris Jericho instead of Macho Man. You can have him.
I'll take that. I'll trade.
Right, cool. I'm cool with that.
Trade. Official trade. Chris Jericho goes to Jeff. I get Macho Man for my IC. My US title is with eventual plans to have him go to World is Booker T. My tag team titles are because of the same reason, which it may be controversial, but of all the tag teams, I'm going Los Guerreros. My cruiser / I will say this just for the OGs out there, cruiser / light heavyweight champion. I'm going with you already said Chris Jericho. I'm going with give me because he can technically count. Give me oh my god, I just had in my head AJ Styles, and then women female champ. Give me give me Trish Stratus. Oh no, you said Trish Stratus already.
Yep.
Give me Lita, and then that's it.
All right, Kendo, what's your tentative one?
All right, so let's see. Our world champion. You got The Rock and the Stone Cold. Give me Hulk Hogan. Butts and seats, baby. Let's see. Tag team champions. I want the Steiner brothers. Only because I know what's going to happen with Scott one day. Let's see. Female champion. We're going to come back to that one. My cruiserweight champion. Give me La Parka for no other reason than somebody's got to carry a goddamn chair to the ring. IC champion. Give me Mr. Perfect. Or my U.S. champion, because I have to have another great technical wrestler. I want Bret Hart, and it's ironic. And let's see, female champion. Fuck, I don't watch a lot of women's wrestling. No, because I don't want what comes with that. Damn, I'm trying to think of women. You know what? Medusa, Alundra Blaze, one of the most recognizable of a long time. Give me that. If we can have them all in their prime. There you go. So I'll take that, but I'm willing to go way deeper on this one, and we can have our own companies.
I think we should do that. We could even call our buddy Pete up to help get involved.
Pete would love this.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have another topic about wrestling right now, folks. I'm pulling up an image because last week, right after we went off air, well, a couple hours after we went off air, there was a press conference from Saudi Arabia where the WWE spoke how they were going to take WrestleMania 43 to Saudi Arabia. And it was the most awkward, unsettling moments ever. Like, I feel like they were being held hostage or something. But here they are, giving their speech. Old guys are going to come out of retirement to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. And I'm trying not to say it like Peggy Hill, Saudi Arabia, because she can't speak. That was the best part of that show. But, yeah, so wrestling's going to Saudi Arabia again, but this time for WrestleMania. And it has a lot of people upset. You talk about the power of the internet. When they went live with this press conference on the official WWE YouTube page, Nick,
you sold out.
Yeah, I was about to say, every comment just read, "You sold out, you sold out." It was just walls of text. It was hilarious.
Yep.
And I don't think that this is going to go very well for them. I think what's happening is they're setting up to sell to the Saudis, which, whatever. I'll stop watching anyway. But I do think they're going to have... Because what happens is this Sheik guy, he gets to basically book the show. He asked to have Yokozuna wrestle. He had been dead for 18 years at that point. And so they're getting all these guys to come out of retirement. You'll probably see Shawn Michaels. They want to get The Rock versus Stone Cold at Saudi Arabia WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a dumpster fire of a fucking show.
Well, again, I have, the thing that it doesn't matter what the context is. This is the downfall of playing both sides, right? Like, don't get me wrong. And we talked about this when the Blood Money show started, right? Like, the long-term effects, like, that's a culture that probably needs to join the rest of the world. It's not. I still feel that in the end, it's a good thing that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Dubai, joins the rest of the world in what we're doing. Right? Y'all got a lot of weird shit going on over there. If you want to be a part of the world stage, it's beneficial to make changes now that we can for sure see what y'all be doing over there. That being said, we thought that Vince was bad about fighting his audience. TKO right now, like you said, it's not good. Will they probably all buy tickets? Yeah, because there's a bunch of kingdoms in Saudi Arabia, and apparently a bunch of them are wrestling fans. But it's not supposed to be a product that you're making for the people who make the most money. These guys' ships have sailed. And yeah, they're giving you a lot of money, but fans still have to watch it. And if you're trying to get a bunch of old dudes, especially pro wrestlers, in their old age, they're not exactly at the top of their game. And how are you going to have that conversation with Prince, whatever his name is? How are you going to have that conversation of, trust me, these guys, these gals are popular in the rest of the world. You guys want to see them. How do you have that conversation when they're giving you $250 million?
Whoa, Dion, you can't say gals when you're dealing with Saudi Arabia. Okay, you just can't. I'm sorry, can't do that.
Yeah, my bad.
Remember, they have to dress like beekeepers.
Long sleeves. But yeah, dude, like, how do you tell those people that? Especially now that we know for sure, Shawn Michaels' old ass, Taker's old ass, Triple H's old ass. He has a pacemaker. What
happens if Triple H dies in
the ring? Carnies.
Seriously, what if they pay Triple H, like, here's $23 million. We need you to wrestle The Undertaker again, and he fucking dies. What does that, like, what happens to that company?
Stephanie, they pay Stephanie double that to buy out
right
wrestling.
I think this is just this is the end game here is exactly what I declared it was a few years ago when I renamed our wrestling chat Saudi Wrestling Entertainment. I'm like, that's what this is going to. Eventually, the Saudis are going to try to buy it. TKO is going to be like, you're going to give us how much money for this? It's yours. Okay, cool. Because I can't see how they're making a whole lot of money without the Saudis paying for it with the way that they're doing it here. So it's like, I mean, that was the rumor that came out. It was there's going to be 2 WrestleManias one year because the Saudis are going to get one, and it's just like
because it's going to be during Ramadan season.
Yeah, and it's all like, okay, you could say this is slippery sloped argument when they gave them the greatest Royal Rumble, and it's like, yeah, this is going to be one of those things that turns into something bad and something counterproductive to what us, the American audience, wants, and they just keep checking off those boxes of things that need to happen for it to become Saudi Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, the one thing is you might get a real shoot match out of it, though. And, the hardcore matches could get a lot more hardcore.
Okay, all right.
Plane's gonna get stuck on the runway again.
Oh fuck!
And then held hostage for months. That's why Brody Lee quit wrestling in the WWE.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You guys are bigger wrestling fans than I am. Here's my question. Let's say we're 2 years into Saudi owning WWE, but we know that Saudi will not have the women's matches. All the women will probably leave WWE and go somewhere else. What does it look like at the second WrestleMania with the Saudis owning it? What does that look like?
So to your question, they do let women wrestle now. They got to have the whole body suits. That being said, if something happens and you have this change or whatever, especially, who knows how this shit over in Gaza is going to go. I think wrestling is going to be, you're going to have WWE still going to be in the States, but you're going to have this gigantic being off in the distance that wants certain shit. And you're still going to have a bunch of carny wrestlers who want that money, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Wrestling's the best thing on TV when it's good, but they all love money. And, you're going to have this weird, like, to push your shit further, Raw and SmackDown's been two different brands forever. NXT became a brand. The first to answer your question very specifically, I think we're going to have a whole other show brand out in Saudi Arabia. Now they're going to have their own thing or whatever, but you're going to have, fucking Wednesday night basement party or whatever that show is going to be in Saudi Arabia, and it's its own brand with its own wrestlers that pull guys off the sidelines and pay them money and do stuff, and then they're going to try to have this gigantic corporate wrestling entity, and we'll see.
I am, for one, looking forward to Magic Carpet Thursdays from Saudi Arabia.
I love a good carpet.
But do you think the fans, if this happens, do you think the fans will revolt and be like, "Oh, we're not going to support it anymore. Like, we're done"?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Yes and
I don't
no.
think wrestling. I don't think a majority of your wrestling fans are going to be like, "Yeah, this is great," because a lot of people are leaving because they're so greedy for money now. Do you really think if they sold it to Saudi Arabia that it would be any like? How does that even operate? Like,
It depends on how much it costs.
Well, they're throwing money. Didn't they spend $100 million to get a WrestleMania? Like,
Something
it's not
like
even
that.
about the way wrestling works, folks. And I know you're thinking to yourself, like, we don't like wrestling. It's not about wrestling. The theme of the show is, like, big companies fuck everything up. And, like, WWE had made a deal with New Orleans, the city of New Orleans, to host WrestleMania. But they didn't offer them enough money, so they went back to Las Vegas because they made so much money there. And it's not... And they're basically cutting themselves off. They think that WrestleMania is this premium event. And it is to a degree, but it's also only a premium event because they say it is. If WrestleMania never happened again, it wouldn't matter the way that the Super Bowl or the World Series, the World Cup, there are like 15 other events of real sports that have way more of an economic impact around the world. Wrestling fans are a small piece of the pie, though we do love our wrestling and we do like to go to these things. It's not that different and worth the extra money, and they're going to keep trying to charge more, and they're going to try to make everything prohibitively expensive. Like, the one thing I give wrestling now is it's like their toys are good quality, they have some of the better consistently made action figures, their video games are pretty good. That's about it. Like, to go to their live shows is a waste of money, and if a foreign entity owns it, it's just going to be, again, for profit, which is what businesses are, and I understand that, but it's gotten to a point where it's like, it's not for profit, it's for, like, they need to make 300% more on everything or they won't do it anymore. Something has happened recently with this company, TKO taking over, where they won't even operate for a double their money. They have to make so much more, and they're just like, fuck you if you won't go. And they got their stupid, rabid, fake-ass fans going, oh, that just means you're too poor to go. Look, not everybody's that loser in the green shirt with that fucked up beard. Like, wrestling fans are broken. They want to build up this $70,000 ticket culture and all this stuff, but I do believe that they'll back down on this because they're oddly feminist and they like make excuses for a lot of shit and like shit on the Attitude Era. They will not support wrestling if it's owned by a company or a country where that shit goes down. Dressing in a plastic bag is one thing, but if it's owned by them, I think a lot of those people will stop supporting wrestling, and I think that'll be not their downfall, but I think it'll hurt them a lot.
But then how are you going to get to have a Camel burger and yogurt soda, Jeff?
Oh my God. I love it.
Yogurt
I
soda
think,
sounds disgusting.
I think it's gonna the WWE. So to answer the other side of this question, the WWE is going to become the Olympic Committee, or they're going to become FIFA, where yes, you have this thing that is a world event that people go and see, because again, to Jeff's point, wrestling fans, it really is a worldwide thing, at least for me, where when it's good, it's the best thing. The issue is, and Kendo, feel free to jump in and let me know, the Olympic Committee and FIFA have been going through scandals the last 15 years.
Because they're so fucking corrupt.
Exactly. And the WWE, this is not, this isn't no holds bar where you got a good guy and a bad guy, blah, 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 blah. With Saudi money, the WWE is going to become just as corrupt as the IOC, just as corrupt as FIFA. And yeah, they'll have these events, but they're going to be constantly marred in how much, because they're not going to just stay in Saudi Arabia. They're going to want to have Saudi Arabia level shit in Europe, in Asia. they're going to try to come back. Obviously, they're going to try to come back to the U.S. And they're going to make it this international thing, and that is rife for corruption, more so than what we were already fucking dealing with when it was just Vince McMahon. So,
Yeah,
if like you said, I agree with you that it won't end them, but you're going to see again. Nick Khan with the Saudi Arabia thing, he won't be there forever. Triple H, him being Vince's boy and being raised the right way in professional wrestling, if it goes to Saudi Arabia and there's this influx of hundreds of millions of dollars, he's not going to be there forever. Stephanie's already out. Shane's already gone. Vince still is holding on the shares, so who knows what the fuck that old man's going to do. They're gonna want input. These other countries are going to want input, and we're going to see if professional wrestling can survive the pressure of the same shit that FIFA and the IOC deal with, and that is straight up, unadulterated, pure octane corruption, baby.
Yeah, but also like those are I hate to say it, but those are real sports. This is entertainment.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The sport and real sport thing is irrelevant. It's what people are willing to spend money on. The Olympics made they were able to continue into the 21st century because people didn't realize how much it cost the cities, but the IOC was raking in money from local governments, was raking in money from advertisers. FIFA doing the same shit. You had some of the same people on the IOC board of directors or whatever they call it over there that were doing FIFA. FIFA tried to make their own $1 million movie to cover up how much they were getting money from certain government. The whole Qatar thing with the World Cup was a clusterfuck. The real sport aspect, people pay to see professional wrestling. Not to mention the fact that professional wrestling, the reason it became a thing is it is a year-round machine. Jeff said it perfect. WrestleMania is a big idea because they say it is, but those guys don't have an off-season. Yeah, it's not real sports, but it is year-round. It is ever-churning, especially now because the devil that we know made it popular, and he believed in constantly fucking going. And if the Saudis are pumping in hundreds of millions of dollars, they don't give a fuck if it's real. All they care about is, are you showing up and how much are people paying for these tickets in these international cities? It doesn't matter if it's real. They want those checks to clear, son.
Yep.
Well, one of the bigger differences is that they're not, unlike FIFA and the IOC, which sell the Olympics and the World Cup to the highest bidder. Saudis, they could try to sell if we're giving them a company at this point, they could try to sell it, but at the same time, you're running it in the stadiums that already exist. Whereas the IOC and FIFA World Cups they typically, especially in places that don't have the infrastructure, they have to build all the stadiums and all that stuff. And so the one thing that they'll have on their side is, unlike with Qatar and probably China to a degree, is they won't have to have forced slave labor to build their stadiums. So the Saudis have that going in there.
Abu Dhabi built a whole new stadium for the UFC in like 6 months.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have anybody on Facebook tell me how many people were forced to build that stadium and died doing it, like I did with the World Cup. That was the highlight of the Qatar.
Oh my God.
How many people of Asian descent were forced into working to death to build the Qatar stadiums for the World Cup that now sit abandoned?
Yep. Listen, and they'll do the same thing. Again, I'm not saying that they're going to do that for this WrestleMania, but that's 2027. Who the hell knows what they're going to decide to do for WrestleMania in 2027? But, remember, TKO owns the WWE and the UFC, and Abu Dhabi, and then I can't remember the other Arabian country that did a show in. They built brand new stadiums for the UFC.
I think we might have just solved some foreign policy issues here. Instead of constantly getting into war with these people, we should just sell them sports.
They want them.
Hey,
want them.
How much do you think the rights to pickleball are? Could we pool our funds and sell pickleball to Saudi Arabia for like $12 billion and retire?
No, you're missing the point there. We buy pickleball and then we have a bidding war with the Mideast that wants to do some sports washing, and we sell it to the highest bidder. That's what we got to do.
Didn't Saudi Arabia get into golf a few years ago, and they've been like paying
LIV, baby.
LIV.
Yep.
Is that the premise of Happy Gilmore 2?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Shit, I completely missed that.
Yeah, because I remember that being a thing because the PGA got mad at them because they had a fuck ton more money.
That's
Phil
pretty
Mickelson
much
made so much money in that first LIV season.
Yes. And the funny thing is, you want to know why it's called LIV? That's Roman numeral for 54 because their rounds of golf for like their tournaments only play 54 holes as opposed to 72. That's where that comes from. Because for the longest time, I was like, why would they call it live golf and not put the E on there? I don't get it. That makes no sense. And then I looked one time. It's like, oh, they pride themselves on it's only 54 holes instead of 72. I'm like, oh, 50. Yeah, that makes sense now. And there's no cut line. It's like, oh, so you got a bunch of guys that are shooting plus 10 while the leaders are all at like minus 20. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to watch that guy.
Yeah. So,
Nick,
I mean,
let's use our AI skills, create a fake sport, make it go viral online, and then sell it to
Wait. I have an idea. It's been a while, but we can resurrect it. Basketball. We can do this.
Number one, that is property of a couple of guys in Colorado. And number two, you're missing the point here. If you create a fake sport and you sell it to somebody over in Arabia, that could actually get you into trouble because I remember a story I saw once about this scientist that sold a bomb made of pinball machine parts to Libya, and shit didn't go too well for him. Luckily, he had a time machine. We don't have a time machine. No fake sports from AI to sell to
But he had a bulletproof vest on, and we can get
only because of the time machine that sent the guy in the past to send him the letter to tell him not to do it.
You don't need a time machine. Start wearing a bulletproof vest tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
Nick and I are getting this shit together. Because look, you're going to be the champion of our fake sports league because you're the white guy. They'll buy it from you. You're going to have a six-pack.
I'll be the bad guy. I can dig it.
Yeah.
I like how I'm supposed to just magically pull this bulletproof vest to wear tomorrow out of thin air because
I'll buy you one with channel funds, okay? You and
Can
Dion
you
get the
overnight
first
it for tomorrow?
Look, I'm just gonna call somebody at the Fontainebleau in Vegas and be like, "Yo, there's a guy with glasses coming up. Give him one of your bulletproof vests."
Wait, what if he shoots me in the face?
That's a risk we're willing to take.
Fair enough.
Weird.
I use that line all the fucking time, Kendo. Thank you. Finally got to use it in context. Yeah, final point I'll make is that WrestleMania Saudi Arabia edition is going to be a dumpster fire that I can't wait to ironically watch through a VPN that I won't pay for because I'm not going to watch it. And I'll tell you this, the fucking attendance will be garbage. It'd be hilarious if they had to they had programs where they're like, hey, go to Saudi Arabia. WWE will cover your ticket if you go. It's a free WrestleMania. You just have to pay to go there. Like, I don't think a lot of people from around the world are going to show up in Saudi Arabia to go to WrestleMania. It's like, that's not the wrestling audience.
I think so. I think Saudi Arabia will fill it up. I think the viewership's going to be the lowest ever.
Yeah. It probably will. They'll probably pad it out to be like, just enough so it looks good on camera. That'll be about it.
Kendo needs bulletproof glasses. Yes, you do, Kendo. Yes, you do.
Like Iron Man.
Yeah. You also need a goatee like Iron Man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. So, guys, we have reached the end of WCBS episode 461. Thank you for joining us this evening. We've had a lot of fun topics. We've had a lot of great support. We appreciate everybody out there who keeps this channel rolling. Do us a favor. Go check out some of our videos. We need your support that way too, folks. YouTube algorithm doesn't seem to like us, so we need to get out there. We got a lot of subscribers, but we need to get a lot of those views to keep the lights on here on the channel. So before you go to bed, check out something. We'll have a toy video on Saturday. I walked into a store. I didn't even plan on filming something. I was going to pick up a book, and there was shit hanging from the ceiling. They have so much new crap there. So check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. I know you guys like those videos. And be on the lookout. I'm going to start appearing on new channels to promote Stealing Solo 2. I have drawn the book. It's been written for a while, and now it's done. So it's ready to get finished off, and we'll have a big campaign. The first book made over 6 figures. We're going to top it this time. I guarantee it. So you've never seen me work the way you have behind the scenes on this book. You're going to see me promote this book like no other. We're going to beat all these records. We can do it together. I'm going to make it happen. Anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Free Yale.
Well, Xavier to God, super chat, thank you very much. Mark Shapiro, president of TKO, called out Vince McMahon for pricing tickets for families and not maximizing them instead. Yeah, well, let me tell you something, Mark Shapiro. I went to WrestleMania 18 times. Dion went 10 times. The shit is, when you make it affordable, we'll be repeat customers. And every year, I would spend money on other shit too. It's like, all right, so we spent $400 for tickets. I got to get my program. I'll get my stuff. I'll get my concessions. I'll get a T-shirt.
Sure.
Sometimes people buy title belts. Like, you got to remember, folks, we don't just sit on the internet and talk about it. We took 8 dudes to WrestleMania 33 in Florida. Nick was there. Nick bought a Money in the Bank
My first
briefcase.
one, yeah. Yeah, my first one.
One.
My briefcase is over here in the fucking closet somewhere, yeah.
But you took that, friends bought title belts. Like, people spent lots of money. Between the 8 of us, we spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this trip. We brought I'd say 15 to 20 grand in commerce between just the 8 of us to the local, to Orlando, to the restaurants, to the beer, to the strip clubs. We spent fucking money. Because a WrestleMania ticket wasn't $10,000. And I'll tell you this, if I would have spent $10,000 on any WrestleMania show I'd ever attended, including WrestleMania 28 where The Rock beat John Cena and I'm on TV, I would have been fucking livid, and excuse my cussing at the end of the night. But I understand business. I understand how these things work. Like, I get you want to maximize your audience. I don't want to price you guys out. I'm not going to charge you $50 for a fucking book. Oh, but the economy. No. You're going to be paying the same price as the first book because I want to get more stuff out there. WWE needs to get more stuff out there. It was so easy to digest a $500 ticket because everything else, was fun to go on the trip too. When we went to Philadelphia, Dion, how much money did we spend? A lot of money. And we even took in local culture. We went to art museums. We went to local restaurants. We brought money into the city, and we were happy to do it every year on the dot, no matter where it was in the country. We would fly. We would drive. We would take a boat if it was possible, a helicopter if it was feasible. Like, we would do that shit. But Mark Shapiro's comments on, well, they didn't maximize it. Guess what you did, though? Now that you've maximized your ticket prices, I will not spend money on WWE, period. I won't. Like, I paid for my game I bought my game months ago, and I paid for the DLC, and that's fine. But, like, I'm not picking up random wrestling figures. I saw a pretty cool, who was at the store the other day? I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling wrestling right now. I'm not going to pay to upgrade any streaming services. I'm actually going to downgrade my Peacock because I don't care if I got to watch a commercial. I watch this much wrestling. I keep Peacock for my mom because she watches my streaming services. Like, that's what happens. Mark doesn't think about that. He looks at the numbers. He looks at these boards. He thinks this is great. No, you piss off people like me who are lifers that would spend tons of money. Like, you might think you're going to get more out of me for that one ticket, but you took away the 50 times that amount that I'd have spent and brought in my family. Like, when I have kids, I'm not going to take them to wrestling on principle. Like, you're going to have to do some magical shit to get me back. It's just not going to work. I don't care what they do. And I know they've turned off Dion, they've turned off Kenda, they've turned off other people. They've turned off generational people. That's where you made the fucking mistake. So,
yeah, they're pulling they're pulling a Disney.
Yeah, fuck them too. Xavier God also says it's funny.
A night, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I swear that just the idea of that hotel is like beyond idiotic. Just, oh god.
Is it the dumbest hotel in the history of the world?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because there's a haunted hotel in Vegas somewhere, or on the outskirts of Vegas. It's called the Clown Hotel. That's like cheaper to go to.
Well,
Talking about Circus?
No, there's one that's. It's one that's even worse.
Is it like Art the Clown?
No, it's like
Shakes the Clown.
Yeah,
Oh,
like kind of like Shakes the Clown, like Stitches, like Stitches.
Ah. Xavier God says it's funny that Punk won't hit Becky, but GTS Phoenix. Oh, Beth Phoenix? Well, I guess CM Punk's changed over the years. He's softer. He's older. He's
willing to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he's a sellout. Yeah. I think he wanted legacy. He had money. He had internet fandom. But I think he wanted legitimacy and legacy in that company. And so he is just eating all the shit sandwiches that Vince McMahon talked about in the past. And now he is just going to play ball and be convivial or whatever and just go on and be, nice. So, yeah, CM Punk's changed. I've never been a fan. I don't hate him like I used to, but I'm just not going to buy his t-shirts. All right, folks. Well, unless we have any other messages roll in, we are going to put this baby to bed. It was a nice, fun show. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with more content. Make sure you guys put WCBS at the top of your watch list. We got to fight this algorithm together. It's a good fight, but, you know, it's not as cool as Terminator. It's just people on a computer. But until next time, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Yeah, that's nice.
Go ahead and scream your head off! We're miles from where anyone can hear you!
Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's